subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Was completely cut off. The ninja sect I created is based on the idea of implementing love and benevolence and wanting to bring peace to this world. Even though the older brother Indra has talent, Ashura, who possesses love and kindness, passed the test. And in the practice of helping others hard all the way, Ashura's sage body gradually blossoms and bears fruit. It has to be said that sage body is a bug-like existence. He will gradually strengthen his body and chakra as he practices. The released ninjutsu power and physical power are qualitatively different from other ninjas. Uzumaki Naruto nodded slightly. Sage body plus his own Uzumaki blood. No wonder he was able to outshine the ninjas of the same period. But Sage of Six Paths raised his deep gaze. Ashura seems to have a problem when he came to you. Last time, it was Indra who brought out the old man's chakra to turn on renegades. He will use the ghetto statue, summoning on the ball to return to the two-love image. In this way, as long as the chakra of the nine-tailed beasts is collected, the 10 tails will be resurrected. This is a very dangerous behavior. I don't want you to use this power to do this kind of thing. The tone of Sage of Six Paths is getting heavier, as if warning Uzumaki Naruto. However, Naruto didn't care. He nodded first and said casually, "So Grandpa Immortal is the founder of Ninja Sect. The purpose is to let everyone have a spiritual bond through the connection of chakra. This way everyone in the world is like a family, and they can help each other to achieve a perfect and harmonious world." 1. No wonder Ashura's chakra has problems with you. You have the chakra of Ashura, but the wisdom of Indra. 1. Unfortunately, it seems that Indra does not accept all this. Don't say that Indra doesn't accept it, and I don't agree with it either. Uzumaki Naruto looked at the sighing sage of Six Paths. Even though the other party was so powerful, he looked like a powerless old man now. Difficult. It's really too difficult. However, Uzumaki Naruto finally understands the true meaning of chakra in the mouth of Sage of Six Paths. Chakra is not used to develop and perform ninjutsu. It is to connect everyone's thoughts together, and everyone can sense the thoughts. In this way, everyone can only move closer to the direction of truth, goodness, and beauty. The world will be peaceful. Unfortunately, the current ninja world has hit the old face of Sage of Six Paths severely. However, this kind of thing is the trend of development. Thinking of the heart depends entirely on one's own will. So what if everyone knows about it? Once someone has a wrong mind, someone will inevitably start to follow suit. Over time, the balance of all this was completely shattered. I still don't know what to do about your thoughts, Grandpa. However, I'm quite curious about what you just mentioned about your mother, Ōtsutsuki Kaguya. You said that she always stared at the sky alone for a long time, and that she came to this continent from a very far away place. Did you come from heaven? Uzumaki Naruto's question stunned Sage of Six Paths, and then laughed. Haha, I haven't considered this kind of question. 1. Then have you considered the mother's worries you mentioned? Naruto changed the topic sharply. This is what he is most worried about. From the mouth of Sage of Six Paths, he is very clear about the strength of Ōtsutsuki Kaguya, but it is definitely a big problem for such a powerful person to worry about it. As expected of Uzumaki Black Naruto, the direction of the research problem is different. While the audience was admiring, they suddenly felt that the situation was not good. There is such a crisis in Uzumaki's world, which means that there is also such a crisis in Baeming's world. Senju Hashirama, I see that in our world, no one seems to care much about this issue. Senju Tobarama, the main thing is that when Sage of Six Paths told about this matter, it was simply for Naruto and Cage who came out of our dirty soil back then. Others didn't seem to know about it. Namake's Minato. However, this is indeed the problem. Naruto and Sasuke sealed Ōtsutsuki Kaguya. It seems that the world is peaceful, but the real crisis. Is it the attack of the Ōtsutsuki clan? Everyone trembled in their hearts. Black Zetsu. When I rescued my mother, I once said that Infinite Tsukuyomi is a technique to create an army of white Zetsu. Don't you think about it? Hatake Kakashi. Even if you want to, what can you do? We ninjas face problems and solve them. Nagato. Perhaps the ninjas think that Naruto can even seal Kaguya. Even if Ōtsutsuki strikes, we can naturally solve it by finding a solution together. Jiraiya. So you just don't pay much attention, do you? Terumi May. It's impossible not to care about it. I think the story of Bai Ming becoming Hokage's follow-up may give us the answer. Anoki. But nowadays, Kuromari seems to be paying special attention to this issue. Of course I care. This is what Uzumaki Naruto cares most about. Invaders from outer space. Crazy. What kind of drama do you want to stage? This, Sage of Six Paths, was dumb, feeling as if he was being questioned by Uzumaki Naruto. Grandpa, you are against war and want to make the entire ninja world peaceful. Let's not talk about the battles that have resulted in countless deaths and injuries for thousands of years. Just chatting, assuming the world has reached peace. Then what? Even if people are really connected because of chakra, they have completely reached the perfect state preached by the ninja sect. What about the invasion of external forces? Besides, you also said that your mother, Ōtsutsuki Kaguya, warned you that the other party is completely ignorant of love, and it is impossible to reason. You said, what should we do? Are we just waiting to be killed by the other party? Uzumaki Naruto's words made Sage of Six Paths a little confused. Thousands of years, he did not find any people related to the so-called tribe of his mother came to Ninsei. Actually, from the very beginning, he did not believe what his mother, Ōtsutsuki Kaguya, said. Your question is very interesting. To be honest, I have not considered the consequences of the invasion of external causes on this land. I didn't care about what my mother said back then. I'm sorry. Heh. After Uzumaki Naruto heard this, his pupils suddenly opened, and he looked at Tomai in front of him in disbelief. Hey, Grandpa, are you kidding me? No, I really haven't thought about this problem. The Sage of Six Paths laughed awkwardly again. Surprised. At this moment, Uzumaki Naruto was completely shocked. As the founder of the ninja sect, it can be said that they are the ancestors of their ninjas for countless generations. He actually told himself that he hadn't thought about such a problem at the beginning. Then what should we do now? Naruto spread his hands. Is your mother immortal? Her clan must be similar to her, right? They just haven't come to your mother for 1,000 years. It doesn't mean they won't come after 1,000 years. You said, what should we do when the day they come? To reason with them, to instill love and peace. You promise that the other party won't come up and give us a few slaps. Crazy. The audience was dumbfounded by Uzumaki's aggressive demeanor. What is he doing? He's questioning the fabled Sage of Six Paths. However, the questions raised by Haiming are quite constructive. Now that the problem of peace in the ninja world can be ruled out, what if we give you perfect peace? Without power, how can we kill the foreign invaders by mouth? This, Sage of Six Paths scratched his head in embarrassment. Hey, it's over. I hope they don't come before I die. At that time, the ninja world may be many times worse than it is now. After all, even Grandpa and Mother are afraid of existence. Uzumaki Naruto sighs. Ready to smash Sage of Six Paths coughed lightly upon seeing this. You are still young. Now that you have activated the Rinnegan to pull out my power, you could be said to have a bright future. Also, maybe the reason we met was because of the question you mentioned. Naruto, stretch out your hands. Sage of Six Paths raised his arms, but Naruto was stunned for a moment. Grandpa, what do you mean? Speaking like this, Uzumaki Naruto still listened to the other party's words, and then raised his arms. Then, one old and one young, face each other with four palms. In an instant, two strange forces suddenly entered Uzumaki Naruto's body through the arms. Feeling this incredible power, Naruto trembled all over. I entrust all my yin and yang power to you, since you can see through the problems that I failed to discover in a short moment. I think you will be able to solve them in the future. Now, you have my chakra, also have my yin-yang power. Once upon a time, I became the Jinchūriki of 10 tails, And these two powers also have traces of chakra remaining in them. Although there are not many, you can still guarantee that in the future, no matter what kind of Jinchūriki you become, you will trust me. When it goes well, and after they leave your body, they will not have any impact on your life. The rest is about some so-called ninjutsu that I know. You can rely on this power to slowly understand. Okay, the reincarnation of Ashura. No, you shouldn't be called that now. Uzumaki Naruto. The future of the ninja world is in your hands. Uzumaki Naruto. In this 170 instant, Naruto froze in place. Before he could speak, the figure of Sage of Six Paths slowly disappeared into a sea of spiritual consciousness. At this moment, Naruto is completely confused. Wait a minute, my god. Let me solve the problems you left behind. Hey, isn't that a little too much? Wow, haha. Naruto, what we gained this time is really unexpected. Ninetales didn't care about Naruto, who was in a daze, but laughed wildly. You accidentally became the strongest ninja world. The strongest fart. This power is just inherited from Sage of Six Paths. But they can't think of a solution. Can I think a hammer? What? The last operation of Sage of Six Paths shocked everyone in Beiming World. Uzumaki, a 13-year-old boy, accepted the inheritance of Sage of Six Paths and stood at the pinnacle of the ninja world. Senju Tobarama, the power of yin and yang. I remember by Ming and Sasuke, who received the power of yang and the power of yin respectively. Uchiha Madara, good guy. That guy Kuramaki himself accepted the yin and yang power of Sage of Six Paths. This is the existence of 1 + 1 far surpassing 2. Namake's Minato. That kid, did this directly exceed our expectations for him? Uzumaki Kushina. Hey, it's a pity that Kuranoru also has an extremely heavy task on his shoulders. Jiraiya. Kushina. You can't think about things like this because the worry about Ōtsutsuki Kaguya is not about Kuranoru alone. It's about the whole ninja world, even the whole world of things. Tsunade. As long as Kuranoru still exists in this land of ninja world, once the opponent really comes, it is impossible for him to avoid the battle with the opponent. Orochimaru. So Naruto-kun has used all the power of Sage of Six Paths for nothing? I feel that Sage of Six Paths is going so urgently because he didn't think of this question at the time. Embarrassment and guilt. 11 audience. This is definitely the most outrageous thing ever. Uchiha Fugaku. Wait a minute. Sage of Six Paths gave Naruto the power of yin and yang. So what about Sasuke Uchiha Sasuke? Uchiha Sasuke. In the world of Black Naruto, I don't seem to be such an important existence anymore. Uzumaki Naruto. Yeah, even if Ōtsutsuki Kaguya is unsealed, Kuranoru alone can seal it. Hitaki Kakashi. Squad 7 seems to be disbanding in his world. Not to mention that Black Naruto seals Ōtsutsuki Kaguya by himself. It will be more convenient in battle. No need troublesome things between fits. Tsunade. And the most important thing is that Haiming is really not afraid that no one will accompany him in the future. When he is bored, he can release Ninetales to play with him, and Ninetales can return to his when needed. In the body, life has added a bit of color. Chapter 90. Orochimaru's Temptation. Not good. Hasty on the screen, Uzumaki in the Culture Solution closed his eyes slightly. Bai Ming focused his attention on the person who looked exactly like him, but chose a different one. At this moment, Bai Ming knew that his own story was not over. Perhaps he lived out his dream and became the 7th Hokage of Konoha Village. It's not that you can be recognized by becoming a Hokage, but only by being recognized can you become a Hokage. Bai Ming kept this sentence in mind deeply. He did it himself and realized it. However, the story of the two is still going on, and he can foresee that Kaguya's so-called tribe will come to Renzi. The stories of the two are definitely still different. How are you going to do it? Naruto. Ninetales looks at the standing back of Uzumaki Naruto. Suddenly, it realized that the yellow-haired boy in front of him was standing in front of him like a mountain. Are you from Ōtsutsuki Kaguya? Sage of Six Paths' mother's main family. Ninetales knew in his heart that those people might be even more terrifying than the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto, don't stress too much. Think about it. Those people haven't come to the ninja world for thousands of years, and accidents may have happened long ago. That's right. Like Huiruchi, it might be sealed. Nine Tails tried to give encouragement, trying to keep Uzumaki Naruto in a relaxed mood. However, the next moment, Naruto's leisurely voice came for its ear. Llama, I don't really care about this at all. After all, if they really come to the ninja world while we are alive, war will be inevitable. So it doesn't matter. Nine Tails, 1 FK. Don't say anything else, as a tailed beast. I don't have a lifespan limit. Okay? Are you gone? What should I do? Okay, Llama. It's been a long time. The rest of the Power Emperor's perception will be carried out slowly in the future. One, it's time for me to wake up and see what's going on outside now. Uzumaki Naruto spoke unhurriedly. However, there was a trace of seriousness in the expression. This kid, it looks like he already has a plan. Nine Tails caught the instant change of Naruto's expression and thought to himself. Sure enough, for Uzumaki, he is not the kind of existence who can let others trample on him. If the tribe of Ōtsutsuki Kaguya really called when Kuranoru existed in the ninja world, it would be really exciting. The audience is gearing up. Subconsciously, they have full confidence in Hymen, but they are a little worried about what will happen to their world in the future. At least, with Uzumaki's state at this time. Sage of Six Paths realized the seriousness of the matter and entrusted all the power of Yin and Yang to Hiyamaki. In the Beiming world, Mingzwa is like a tool man. After sealing Ōtsutsuki Kaguya, the power of Yin and Yang was recovered by Sage of Six Paths. Especially watching the battle between Bai Ming and Ōtsutsuki Tonari. Ōtsutsuki Sharon has the ability to make truth-seeking balls, but Bai Ming does not. Although Bai Ming can touch the truth-seeking ball without hindrance, it always makes people feel uncomfortable. Orochimaru's experimental base. Orochimaru paces up and down the room agitatedly. It's been almost a month since Uzumaki Naruto entered the culture medium, and I didn't expect the other party to wake up. Master Orochimaru. Yakushi Kabuto greeted with concern. Don't be so anxious, after all. This experiment is not a simple experiment. Perhaps. Boom. At this moment, a loud noise came from the depths of Orochimaru's base. Nanny, happen boom. Orochimaru raised his head suddenly, and before he could recover, the room he was in was instantly crushed by the violent impact. With a board in himself, he flew out of the doctor in response. Time passes by every minute and every second. I don't know how long it took before Orochimaru and Yakushi Kabuto emerged from the ruins. Master Orochimaru. At this moment, Oda Gakushi and the others supported Kimimaro and appeared in front of Orochimaru. You? At this point, Orochimaru regained his composure. My own underground laboratory was blown away from the roof by the explosion just now. The location they are in is a deep pit full of ruins. Jiraiya. This is Terumi-me. This must be the damage caused by the chakra eruption after Koroni woke up. Fourth Raikage. With Uzumaki's current power, maybe this was a whim after he woke up. Anoki. Why do I feel like I'm getting angry? Tsunade. Now it's unclear how Kyoraning will go next, but anyway, Orochimaru's old nest has been taken over by him. Orochimaru. Sparasi. This child's breath is so shocking, it really is my most satisfying work. Jiraiya, huh. Tsunade, what? Orochimaru, you really dare to put gold on your face, saying that your underground base was blown up. Don't you feel bad? Orochimaru, compared to Naruto-kun, a mere base is nothing. Tsunade, when a mood calmed down, the few people found Uzumaki Naruto standing not far from them. According to the previous layout of the underground base, that is where Uzumaki Naruto soaked the culture fluid. That child, safe and safe. Orochimaru looks up and down at Uzumaki Naruto in a bathrobe. Double pupils shoot countless rays of light. Did you make it? It should be a success. Alala, Naruto-kun's waking up is really scary. It looks like the experiment was successful. Orochimaru took a few steps towards Uzumaki Naruto, but looked at the blue flashing in his eyes. He frowned. No Sharingan? Suppressing doubts in his heart, Orochimaru asked softly, Naruto-kun, how do you feel now? Have you successfully opened the Sharingan? Or unfortunately, Uzumaki Naruto did not answer Orochimaru's question, but just said lightly, "Where are my clothes?" "Oh, I'll get it for you right now." Taiyuya heard the sound and went to the ruins to search for Uzumaki Naruto's previous clothes without stopping. At this time, the voice of Nine Tails came from Naruto's mind. "Naruto, what should we do next?" "Go back to Konoha Village to see the current situation of Konoha." Naruto pondered for a while. "Lama, let's ignore the issue of the Ōtsutsuki Kaguya tribe for now. But I do agree with Kaguya's idea. She wanted to take all this piece of land into her own hands and then find a way to deal with the attack from the outside world. I think this method is feasible. It's just a pity that Kaguya cares too much about the deterrence of power and doesn't know how to use both soft and hard. 1. So there are too many people who oppose her." Here, Naruto fell silent. After thinking about it, he said to Nine Tails, "Kurama, I still have a lot to do, and I don't have time to think about the Ōtsutsuki clan every day. Before they come, let's take the whole ninja world in our hands." "Nanny." Ming's seemingly understated remarks made everyone in by Ming's world fall silent in shock. Didn't this guy just want to run Konoha Village? Now, do you want to hold the entire ninja world in your hands? Uchiha Madara, this kid is good looking. His style of doing things suits my taste. With such a powerful force, it is natural to do something big. Don't be like some people who are clearly invincible, but still want to shrink in a village. Senju Hashirama, Madara, Uchiha Madara, Hashi is hot. I'm talking about you. Senju Hashirama, ugh. Of course I know you're talking about me. Uchiha Madara, 3 brains of mine couldn't figure out what you did when the 5 Kages first talked about your behavior of sending tailed beasts. You really. Senju Tobarama, Anoki, but in my opinion, Koronaru's ambition is too great, and his results are similar to Kaguya's. There are many people in the ninja world who are not afraid of death. 4th Reikage, right? So I don't think he can do it. Terumi Mei, don't underestimate Uzumaki. Think about his methods. Blow up Konoha Village. People in Konoha Village still think that he is the hero who saved the village. Tsunade, should we use hard and soft methods together? I want to see how he does it. Anyway, I look at Ming's world, and 5th Hokage is probably Danzo. Do you want to take down the entire ninja world? Nine Tails became inexplicably excited after hearing this. This time, its life should not be so boring. And didn't Kushina tell you to have more children? Actually, in the ninja world, those big names or celebrities can have many wives. 1. I didn't misunderstand you. Your kid is really talented. In this way, not only can the hatred of extermination be resolved, but also the mother's entrustment can be fulfilled. 2 birds with 1 stone. Nine Tails shook his huge body in excitement and said anxiously, "Go, let's take down Konoha Village now." Uzumaki Naruto, 1. This stupid fox. Naruto shook his head helplessly and said earnestly, "Lama, why have you been working with me for so long and still don't understand? Don't talk about a broken village. It's a country. It can still be rebuilt after being blown up. The key lies in the heart. Forget it. You'd better watch me operate." After Uzumaki Naruto finished speaking, he suddenly felt a tentative attack coming towards him. However, he didn't even look at it. Boom! The ground trembles for a while. Just as the figure approached Naruto, a slightly huge body jumped out from the cracked ground. In the blink of an eye, the attacker was caught in his hand. Wooden Golem. That's Senju Hashirama's Wooden Golem Jutsu. The audience were all surprised by Uzumaki's operation. The opponent didn't seem to take any action. That is, he had already made a move. However, the fly in the ointment is that the wooden golem he summons seems to be much smaller than Senju Hashirama's wooden golem. Moreover, the wooden golem is not wrapped around the wooden dragon that fought alongside it. Pure Land World. Uchiha Madara frowned. It shouldn't be. According to Hyumin's current power, the power of wood-style wooden golem is incomparable. It can only be manifested in this way. Could it be that? Uchiha Madara thought of something in a trance, and was so shocked that his pupils trembled violently. This kid controls the power of the wooden golem. Could it be that you were worried about catching that brat wearing glasses to death? Master Orochimaru. At this moment, Uchiha Kabuto, who was caught by the trapped person, panicked. He just came up to test Uzumaki Naruto at Orochimaru's request, but he didn't expect to end up like this. He can clearly feel that as long as this wooden golem exerts a little force, his body will be crushed to pieces. This scene made the big one and the five Inrin terrified and did not dare to breathe, for fear of disturbing Uzumaki Naruto. Oomph. This blind thing, Naruto. Squeeze him to death. Nine Tails makes a contemptuous sound. Uchiha Kabuto's level of ants dare to launch a sneak attack when Naruto is talking to himself? Cut. This group of people must die. Unfortunately, to the surprise of Nine Tails, Uzumaki Naruto smiled. Llama, today is a happy day. There is no need to go to war. Besides, we are able to obtain such a powerful force. Orochimaru has no credit but hard work. Orochimaru, does that take away my credit? Jiraiya, who told you that you have nothing to do and want to test Hymen's current strength? Let's do it now. Let's play big. Tsunade, fortunately, he has gained new powers and is in a good mood. Otherwise, you might all really have to die. Inoki, come on. I see that Kid Hymen probably wants to use them right now. So spare their lives, otherwise these people will all be beaten to death by this lord. The scene fell into embarrassment for a while. Uzumaki Naruto finishes chatting with Nine Tails. Controlling wooden golem throws Uchiha Kabuto aside. This time I fell, it hurts a lot. It's a pity that Uchiha Kabuto didn't care about the pain at all. He escaped from the sky and lay on the ground, gasping heavily. The process of rubbing shoulders with Shinigami just now was really terrifying. Orochimaru. Naruto strolls towards Orochimaru. Seeing this, the five people behind him took a few steps back uncontrollably. Here we come. That guy is here. However, when several people were so frightened that they didn't know what to do, Orochimaru forced a smile. Allah, congratulations, Mr. Naruto. You seem to have successfully mastered wood style. And he was able to successfully use the advanced wood style ninjutsu that can only be used by first Hokage. Of Xiaoyu, okay, don't say these things are useless. Naruto interrupted Orochimaru's thoughts. This makes Orochimaru break out in a cold sweat. But in the next second, Uzumaki Naruto laughed and said, I am in a very good mood today, so I forgive your probing rude behavior. And I can tell you responsibly, have you seen this trap, man? I can actually make it much, much bigger than it is now. Next, how long have I slept in the nutrient solution? Back to Naruto-sama. Probably, you slept for about a month. Taiyuya's quick answer made Orochimaru frown. However, he didn't say anything, but said with a smile, it's true that I slept a little too long this time. By the way, Mr. Naruto, you've been away from Konoha Village for so long. Are you really not going to be in trouble? But after thinking about it, Orochimaru wanted to slap himself twice. He is so strong. Just because the high-level people in Konoha Village can beat him? Then, Orochimaru hurriedly changed his words. By the way, I'll tell you an interesting thing. Jiraiya brought Tsunade back to Konoha Village not long ago, and now it is the 5th Hokage of Konoha Village. 7. If you want to know about the situation of your new 5th Hokage, I can give you some information about her. Of course, there is everything else you want to know. What a flattering face. Everyone admired Orochimaru's 5 bodies, and his face became faster than a woman's face. But what is unexpected is that Jiraiya really has a way to bring Tsunade back to Konoha Village. Sarutobi Hiruzen. My old man's expectations seem to have failed again. Shimura Dan's, cut. Tsunade, hey, what are you two arguing about? Is it a good thing that Kuro Neru's world becomes Hokage? Oh my god. Damn Jiraiya. He must be out of his mind. Jiraiya, this is hard to say. If you don't want to come back, who can stop you? Chapter 91. Black Naruto returns to Konoha. Tsunade panics this time. Uzumaki should be about to start his action. It is difficult for the audience to express the inner tension at this time in words. They're very curious about what kind of method the other party will use to rule the entire ninja world. Orochimaru's proposal is really what Uzumaki Naruto wants. Now he really needs more information to choose his next plan. And the reason why I showed my hand in front of Orochimaru just now was to take the opportunity to hit them. By the way, pull them into your subordinates. People like Orochimaru are still very useful. Orochimaru. I wonder why Tsunade continues to return to Konoha Village as 5th Hokage since she left Konoha Village for so long. The current Konoha Village is a mess. Uzumaki Naruto speaks surprisingly. How could Orochimaru not know that the current Konoha Village is a mess? This kind of words can be understood if it comes from ninjas in other villages. But when it came out of Uzumaki Naruto's mouth, the taste changed. However, as smart as Orochimaru, he didn't ask too much, but smiled. Mr. Naruto, maybe you are still young and don't understand the temptation of power. No matter how dilapidated Konoha Village is, as long as the village's ninjas and secret arts family are still there, no matter how big the complaints of the Fire Country daimyo are, it is impossible to give up on Konoha. 1. The rest is just the construction of the village. As long as there is money, this thing can be completed soon. So the position of Hokage is still very tempting. See, Naruto is silent because there is a whisper in his heart. He couldn't figure out what Uzumaki Naruto in front of him wanted to do. Are you defecting from Konoha, or are you interested in Konoha's Hokage? Orochimaru's eyes moved slightly. In this situation, he could only continue to speak boldly. The long ninja career told him that there is absolutely nothing wrong with continuing to talk, but he must choose the key points, such as Shimura Dan's, a high-rise in Konoha Village. This time is the competition between him and Tsunade. For the sake of Hokage, even 293 and me, the traitorous contact will not hesitate. Once some time ago, Danzo sent me a letter hoping that I can send someone to kill Tsunade. Of course I refuse. But based on what I know about Danzo, that guy will definitely not let it go. Perhaps because of his rash shot, Tsunade's temper broke out, so he followed Jiraiya back to Konoha Village. After Orochimaru finished speaking, Yakushi Kabuto's voice came one after another. Yes, Master Orochimaru is right. I got information from other places. Tsunade did encounter a lot of sneak attacks by ninjas on the short book street. But most of the opponents are wandering ninjas hired from the outside and the black market. Wandering ninja? Uzumaki Naruto couldn't help thinking of Momochi Zabuza and Shiro in his mind. These two people call it rebellious ninja in a good way, but in a bad way, they are actually wandering ninjas without organization. At least they are not quite the same as Orochimaru, who is a self-contained person. Yeah, I basically understand. Now I plan to go back to Konoha Village, and we will contact you in the rest of the time. By the way, Orochimaru, I need you to do a few things for me. Find my compatriot Uzumaki and place her in your hands. That child is quite special, and his physique can help others recover chakra quickly. But Naruto changed the subject. But if she doesn't want to, none of you can force her. Also, help me to investigate the whereabouts of Tadaori Zabuzanhari, a traitor from Kianyuanyan Village. When you find it, you will have a chance to notify me. Senseless. Orochimaru and the others stood there in a daze, and after a while they said, "Oh, got it. I will definitely help you." Longevity. The content on the screen completely subverted the audience's perception of Orochimaru and his geninists. What is Uzumaki Kuranara doing? He's setting up missions for Orochimaru and his men. According to what Hyman had arranged, Ben Act was recruiting ninjas, and they're all ninjas with good strength and special abilities. Mainly because Orochimaru agreed so easily. There was no rebuttal at all. Orochimaru. I knew that I would definitely choose to stand with Naruto-kun in that world. Jiraiya. Shimura Dan's. Bah. The Orochimaru of the Black Naruto world is really spineless. Kiro Kimaru didn't even ask, he betrayed me. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo, I didn't expect that you have today. Tsunade. Danzo, I still envy you very much. I must have been blinded by anger to return to Konoha Village to succeed Hokage. Senju Tobarama. Tsunade, how can you say such despondent words? Naruto, are you trying to win over Orochimaru now? Nine Tails asks suspiciously. Naruto shakes his finger. Win? This word is not used well. I am just giving them a chance to choose. And Orochimaru is not a fool. He knows how to do it. Uzumaki Naruto looked up at one of the five who looked weak to the point of dying. Ahem. Kimimaro couldn't help coughing dryly, and a pool of bloody phlegm coughed out from his mouth. Sorry, Kimimaro felt extremely embarrassed. At the critical moment, he did not hold back the impact of the injury. There was a commotion while Naruto was chatting with Orochimaru. Your vitality is about to run out? Naruto asked. Yes. Sorry, I can't continue to serve Master Orochimaru. Kimimaro bowed his head apologetically. Yeah, not bad, Orochimaru. Don't look at you rebelliously killing your own teacher. Your subordinates are a group of very loyal guys. Uzumaki Naruto smiled and walked towards Kimimaro. By the way, Orochimaru, about Uchiha Sasuke, I kindly advise you that you want to occupy his body with your strong skills. I thought the possibility of success was almost zero. Indra, no matter how bad it is, the Indra chakra in Sasuke's body is not something that ordinary people can get casually. Even if you occupy his body, you may not be able to adapt to the use of Sharingan. Also, the evolution of Sharingan. Uzumaki Naruto came to Kimimaro's side while walking and put his hand on Kimimaro's shoulder naturally. Yang power is different from the yin and yang attributes of ordinary ninja chakra attributes. The former can inject vitality into the opponent to ensure the continuation of the vitality of his body. This shot really boosted Junma Chuan's energy a lot. He could feel that his lost vitality recovered a lot immediately. Okay, I should go back to Konoha Village now. Don't forget the rest. I will come back to you when the time comes. After speaking, Uzumaki Naruto jumped and flew in the direction of Konoha Village. Fly. That guy actually flew up? Light or heavy rock technique. Everyone froze in place immediately. Master Orochimaru, I feel. The body is much better than before, Kimimaro said excitedly. In this way, I can serve Lord Orochimaru again. However, this scene shocked Orochimaru even more. Kimimaro's blood-inherited disease has been studied for a long time, but he can only watch his life come to an end step by step. What exactly did Uzumaki Naruto do? Just slapping Kimimaro a few times to restore his vitality to such an extent? Impossible. Uzumaki Naruto's operation completely subverted Orochimaru's long-standing cognition. After an unknown period of time, because I was slightly relieved from his shock. After hearing Kimimaro's loyal exclamation, he shook his head helplessly and said, "The wind in the ninja world may be about to undergo a drastic change. From now on, in front of Mr. Naruto, don't serve me every single word. And if he asks you to do something, you must do it well." Nanny, the content Orochimaru said exploded in the minds of several people like a thunderbolt. Doesn't this mean that they changed directions and became Uzumaki Naruto's subordinates? Master Orochimaru? Yakushi Kabuto was about to speak, but Orochimaru immediately stopped him. Don't talk about you. Even I will do things for him. Orochimaru's mentality is different from that of his subordinates. He is well aware that after his own experiments, Uzumaki Naruto has become an incredible character. And look at the courage of the other party to come to me for cooperation with the sealed book. What the other party cares about is not something worth mentioning like Konoha Village. Uzumaki Naruto will definitely set off a storm that will completely change the ninja world in the future. If you don't rush up with the wind now, if it is too late, you will only be completely destroyed by this gust of wind. Orochimaru doesn't want to leave his favorite ninja world early before his ideal is realized. Isn't it Sharingan? It's not unacceptable for me to change to another blood successor. Is this how the so-called strong are treated? Baming world. The ninjas were in an uproar. Uzumaki didn't give Orochimaru any face at all, especially when comparing the other party with Kimimaro. To put it bluntly, Hyeming is completely tuning in to Orochimaru. But what about the opponent's performance? The atmosphere did not dare to breathe too much. And honestly, I have to warn my subordinates to always pay attention to Uzumaki Hyeming in the future. As Hyeming said, the other party is a smart person. And Orochimaru, who is Sannin, is much more knowledgeable, and a battle of wits among the top brass of Konoha Village. Of course, Orochimaru knew better than the group of ninjas from the non-regular ninja village. Standing well, chickens and dogs rise to heaven. If the station is not good, waiting for their end will be quite miserable. Anoki, Kuro Naruto has returned to Konoha Village. Terumi Mei, is he going to attack Tsunade? Fourth Raikage, I don't think it should be that fast, and if he destroys Konoha Village again with a strong force, people will lose their minds. Namikaze Minato, the kid Naruto mentioned to Ninetales just now, he agrees with Kaguya's idea of integrating the mainland, but he doesn't agree with Kaguya's complete force deterrence. Pamphlet Street, Tsunade stood up straight up in panic. What will be the next step for Uzumaki to return to Konoha Village? If he wanted to control Konoha, he would definitely attack his fifth Hokage. At that time, what kind of terrifying thing is he facing? Shizune, what kind of methods do you think this Black Naruto will use against me? Will he imprison me in a place that no one knows, torture me mentally and physically, and force me to return the position of Hokage to him? After Shizune heard this, the image of Tsunade covered in welts couldn't help appearing in his mind. Afterwards, she hurriedly shook her head and laughed. Impossible, Master Tsunade. After all, you're the fifth Hokage of Konoha Village in the world of Black Naruto. And right now, Konoha Village is at a critical time. With a tight workload, you must deal with ninjas from various departments every day. 11. It's good that you have time to rest. If you lose it, everyone in Konoha Village will definitely get the news as soon as possible. With Hymen's IQ, he will definitely not do anything to expose his whereabouts. Tsunade was relieved by Shizune's persuasion. What you said makes sense, since Hymen wants to control people's hearts. He won't do such unprofessional things. Tsunade let out a long breath, just sat down, suddenly felt that something was wrong. Wrong. He has learned Wood Style now, and the clone of Wood Style lasts longer than a normal Shadow clone. He could have used the Wood Style clone to take over my identity. It's over. Even if he kills me by then, no one will know. Chapter 92. Uchiha Madara panicked. I was actually the one who took the blame. Konoha Village. Call. A strong wind howls past. Gongzi Tai and Shunyuerizumo, who were on duty at the gate, froze for a moment. Looking up, the two meet each other. What a strong wind. Could it be said that the sky is going to change? It shouldn't be. I think the weather today is very good. Afterwards, the two sighed, and one of them said, since the Chūnin exam, the village has been really nervous lately. It's okay. Master Tsunade is back now. I think it will be better in the future. And the strong wind, just now, was Naruto's high-speed movement in order to deceive people. Back to Konoha. Naruto, why don't you go through the back door? Ninetales asked with a smile. That's right. Go through the back door next time. Uzumaki Naruto smiled jokingly. As a ninja, he should take an unusual path. Back to the long-lost room. Shadow Clone turned into white smoke and disappeared immediately after seeing Uzumaki Naruto come back. In an instant, all the information about Shadow Clone in this month flooded into Uzumaki Naruto's mind. For Naruto, this month can be described as extremely peaceful. The high-rises of Konoha Village trembled due to the appearance of Uchiha Itachi and Hoshigaki Kisame. Of course, they are not worried about how strong these two people are, but they are worried about any mistakes of Uzumaki Naruto, who is a Jinchūriki. Simply, don't let him go out casually. Occasionally, Haruno Sakura and Yamanaka Ino would come to visit, but Shadow Clone refused them because they were unwell. Even Jiraiya was rejected. Well, this month has been fairly peaceful. Next, it's time for me to meet one of the so-called Sannin, the strongest medical ninja. Uzumaki Naruto clenches his fist. Lama, I really hope she can arrange some tasks for me, especially individual tasks, so that I can master the abilities of Rinnegan and Wood Style as soon as possible. Uzumaki Naruto is well aware of the importance of using power in real battles. Only by practicing more and using more in reality can you play the best historical experience. Audience. Uzumaki Hymen is simply a cultivating maniac, and now he can stand at the top of the ninja world, and he is still working so hard. I'm not afraid that others are more talented than you, but I'm afraid that people who are more talented than you will be lucky and work harder than you. However, everyone was also puzzled. Ming returned to Konoha Village. Shouldn't he start to control Konoha? Ninetales froze. After a while, he suddenly opened his mouth and said, Naruto, With your current strength and my chakra support, we can fight from the east to the west of the ninja world with our eyes closed and cut melons and vegetables without any problems. Isn't your Konoha control plan going ahead? Nine Tails' words immediately made Uzumaki Naruto downcast. Hey, I said llama. Since the unblocking, I found that your fox head is getting worse day by day. Leave aside the threat of future Ōtsutsuki for now, and just talk about Uchiha Madara mentioned by Sage of Six Paths. Uchiha Madara, the audience reaction in Baming World is the same as that of Nine Tails in Hyming Screen. For a while, I couldn't figure out, and I didn't know what was in Uzumaki's blackboard. First, Sage of Six Paths said that Uchiha Madara pulled out his chakra and possessed Rinnegan. And that guy brought out the ghetto statue, summoning of chakra from the moon, as if to revive Ten Tails. Now, who is collecting tailed beasts? Facing Uzumaki Naruto's question, Nine Tails suddenly realized. You mean the Akatsuki organization? Yes, Naruto nodded and said, the Akatsuki organization only has a few people. What do they collect tailed beasts for? I guess it must be to revive Ten Tails. I don't know what they want to do when they resurrect Ten Tails. They want to use the terrifying power of Ten Tails to rule the ninja world, still unblocking his mother, Ōtsutsuki Kaguya, as Sage of Six Paths said. Combined with what you said back then that Uchiha Madara once controlled you and attacked Konoha Village with pupil art. So, I guess the masked man who controlled Nine Tails when I was born is Uchiha Madara, who has activated Rinnegan. Open Rinnegan for decades. We don't know how powerful it is now, so it's better to be careful when doing things. Uzumaki Kushina's speculation surprised everyone from ear to ear. Although the identities of the final guesses are somewhat biased, it does not prevent him from guessing Uchiha Madara's plan very closely. Of course, Hyming didn't know the existence of Black Zetsu. Otherwise, he might be able to speculate more accurately. Inoki, even if this kid has acquired such a powerful force, does he still maintain a clear mind? Terumi may. But even if it is inferred based on age, Himing should not infer Obito's identity as Uchiha Madara. Orochimaru. Don't forget that Naruto-kun learned from me that some ninjutsu can keep people alive, such as me. Jiraiya. That's true. If you look at it all together, it's not too much to say that the masked man who should be Bao Jibua's ugly face is called Uchiha Madara. Hatake, Kakashi, and Obito has been bluffing under the title of Madara. Uchiha Obito. Kakashi, do you think Kuranoru can always regard me as Uchiha Madara? And then I directly reversed and revealed my identity as Obito. Maybe he won't think that I attacked Konoha and killed Mr. and Mrs. Minato. Hatake Kakashi, Noera Lin. Obito, why are you so scared? Hatake Kakashi. Obito, if you have the ability, you can study whether you can talk to you in the black world, and then tell him what you want in your heart. Tsunade. Stop it. You said that if he asks me to arrange things for him, I'm going to be nice to him, and then will Kuramaki think that grandma is from the Uzumaki family, and treat me less? Uzumaki Kushina. Sister Tsunade, you can't. Jiraiya. This is the first time I've seen Tsunade look like this. People are like this. They are not afraid of death, but they are afraid of being remembered. After all, I don't know what cruel means the other party will use to deal with me. Of course, I want to use your temper character. It is impossible to be friendly to Hyming. Tsunade. That's not necessarily the case. That kid has a sweet mouth since he was born, and I like people with a sweet mouth. Nine Tails pondered for a while, agreed. You were right, we don't need to be so anxious, so what are you going to do next? It's simple, Naruto said to himself. My plan will involve a lot of things. If the plan goes smoothly according to my idea, we can save a lot of trouble. First of all, Konoha Village is now unstable due to the previous war. The new 5th Hokage Tsunade is the reassurance. For the time being, we can't let the dog hit him hard yet. And even if you seize power, you can't take it from her. After all, she is the granddaughter of 1st Hokage, the legendary Sannin. Uzumaki Naruto has already thought of everything. For this kind of character, it is very irrational to be tough. Llama, you may be exposed to the dark side of the human heart. For the villagers of Konoha Village, I have vented my anger back then. 1. The little thoughts of the people of Konoha Village are things that cannot be put on the table for people's hearts. The most frightening thing about the human heart is not greed or ignorance, but the most frightening thing is wisdom. Even if you are so powerful, you are still sealed under human means. Ninetales nodded in agreement upon hearing this. However, it can't understand what Naruto is saying at all. Anyway, it doesn't understand many things. After following Naruto for so many years, it has learned a lot about pretending to understand. What you said makes sense, so what are you going to do? Let's give Tsunade a chance to breathe for the time being and put our identities on the surface. Uzumaki Naruto, a Konoha Village ninja. Then when the time is right, drag Tsunade into the water. Uzumaki Naruto's face gradually became slightly gloomy. Llama, it stands to reason that after the death of third generation, Shimura Dans, as a high-level executive at the same time as Sarutobi Hiruzen, should succeed Hokage without any problems. But even with his identity, he lost to Tsunade. It can be seen that Tsunade is the heart of Konoha Village. If we step on her to take the stage, there will be a lot of troubles. Once they PD me off, I might really give Konoha Village a run for their money, but that would just make Uchiha Madara behind. So let's let Tsunade sit still first, and then bring some troubles to Konoha Village. Once there's a problem with Tsunade, I think Danzo will definitely not let it go. He will make a big fuss about Tsunade's downfall, and then succeed Hokage himself. When Danzo takes the stage, everything will be easy to handle. Danzo? Ninetales is confused. Isn't that old thing still in touch with Orochimaru? Exactly. That's why the old thing is not clean at all. Then we can expose his old background in front of the villagers of Konoha Village. We think that Konoha Village will be on the stage as a cancer eradication, but the effect will be different. Baming world. People are stupid. Uzumaki Blackming's plan can be described as really poisonous. The entire Konoha Village was once again firmly in his hands. And there is nothing wrong with what he said. If he appeared in front of everyone with the identity of knowing the cancer of Konoha Village, everyone would definitely have a huge change in his attitude. Hero of Konoha Village. Future of Konoha Village. Savior of Konoha Village. No one can imagine that all this is planned by the hero himself behind the scenes. Uzumaki, black name, relied on his own hands to raise his worth to such a high position. All this is based on Tsunade and Danzo, two unlucky guys. Anoki, so Kuramaki still has to attack Tsunade, but on the bright side, Shimura Dans will take the blame. Terumi Mei, this is really tragic. Who would have thought that a boy who looks sunny and handsome has such terrible methods as heart? Achamada, Hashi is hot. Did you hear that? If the old man's name didn't suppress Hyming, he might have let go and wiped out Konoha long ago. Senju Tobarama, Madara, don't put gold on your face. Hyming just speculated on your plan. Even without you, I think he would do the same. Shimura Danzo, Uzumaki is too evil. He is the darkest and most terrifying existence in the ninja world. Damn it. Tsunade. Come on, it's not because you are not clean at all. If you're not clean at all, he must not find a plan to deal with you. It's all because of people like you. If it exists, it will bring me bad luck. Pamphlet Street. Tsunade can't wait to greet the 18 generations of Shimura Danzo's ancestors. Damn Danzo, if it wasn't because Hyming wanted to step on him, I wouldn't be so unlucky. Shizen, how do you think that company will drag me down and put Danzo on stage? While Tsunade was angry, he was inevitably a little nervous. It is really unacceptable to watch yourself being abused. Shizen was in a trance. Master Tsunade, even you don't know what method the other party will use, how can I guess it? Of course I used the identity of Mionma to confuse and seduce this group of people. Uzumaki Naruto said himself. The next second, a wooden golem split out from his body, and the trapped man quickly turned into his own appearance. I felt it. Wood Styles Wood Clone, compared with the ability of Shadow Clone, has a huge improvement in various attributes. And no matter how you look at it from any angle, it's hard to see through that he is a clone. I will ask Wood Clone to drag Tsunade into the water as a face numb, and then encourage Shimura Dans to compete for Hokage. Having said this, Uzumaki Naruto let out a long breath, exposing a little helplessness. Lama, everything is like the power given to me by the sage of six paths. There are yin and yang, and women are different. When there is sunshine, there must be darkness. But these two kinds of power are now under my control. Light and darkness. I will naturally be in my own hands. The numb face is my dark side. Awesome. Ninetales was dumbfounded. It never imagined that Naruto in front of him could comprehend such a profound truth from the power given by Sage of Six Paths. In this way, Uzumaki Naruto can completely switch back and forth between yin and yang, or maintain two simultaneous states. Naruto, your method is really great. Mionma acts in the dark, can give people great fear and shock, and you yourself are the light that warms them. As time goes by, they can only bask in your sunshine. Once they lose you, they will eventually live in the darkness of fear. There are indeed a few people in Baming World who have already guessed this method when they first appeared in front of the bed. There are also those high-ranking ninja village executives. Each of them knows that where there is sunshine, there must be darkness, like Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Dance. However, light and darkness are scattered in the hands of two people, and there will be mistakes when they cooperate. And Uzumaki Black Ming is to play this rule to perfection. As Ninetales said, no one wants to live in the dark. Even Shimura Dance, known as Shinobu, is desperately trying to climb from the darkness to the light. Fear. The people in Baming World couldn't help but be shocked by Haiming's thoughts. What an awe-inspiring means. When people get used to Uzumaki's sunny existence, they are even more afraid to lose each other. They will slowly fall until they completely obey the words of Uzumaki Kiraning. There are more important. Uzumaki Naruto's eyes suddenly became fierce. Currently, Uchiha Madara hides her head and reveals her tail and cannot be tracked down. Mionma can naturally use his banner to force him to show up. I not only want to make a mess of Konoha, but also use the name of Uchiha Madara to swagger and make a mess of the ninja world. At that time, that guy will face the search and arrest of the entire ninja world. I don't believe he won't come out. Since he dared to kill my parents, he must pay a heavy price. Hiss. Everyone gasped. FK. Not only Tsunade and Shimura Dance, this time, all villages in the ninja world will suffer because of Uchiha Obito's behavior. Terumi Mei, we broke free from Obito's hand just now, and because of him, is it possible that we will encounter Haiming's deputy again? Anoki, Uchiha Obito is really the culprit in the ninja world. Uchiha Madara, wait a minute. I found out that none of the things I wanted to do were done, and the two of them finished it, and I will be blamed for the bad reputation. I am a dignified Uchiha Madara, and I have become a blame man down. Chapter 93. Fat to the mouth. The snow country lures wolves into the house by Ming's world. Uzumaki Baming was distraught. He didn't know if the so-called method of Haiming world was feasible, but it was clear that the other party had a deep grudge against Uchiha Obito, the chief culprit of the Ninetales Rebellion. This kind of resentment has even surpassed Uchiha Sasuke's genocide. In Baming's world, Uzumaki knew that he finally forgave Uchiha Obito, and with Obito's help, they were able to defeat Ōtsutsuki Kaguya in Class 7. After Uchiha Sasuke listened to the Sengoku time and Uchiha Madara's experience told by first Hokage, Sasuke chose to guard the Konoha village that Uchiha Itachi wanted to guard. Uzumaki Black Ming obviously does not eat this set, even knowing that there will be an invasion by the Ōtsutsuki clan in the future. Uzumaki Kuranoru does not intend to forgive them. The peace in the ninja world is peaceful, but these people have to pay the price for it. And look at Hyeming with fierce eyes that are rarely shown. Perhaps in his heart, the death of these people could hardly eliminate the hatred in his heart. Uzumaki Naruto finished telling Ninetales his plan and slowly closed his eyes. Now he is no longer worried about anyone who dares to spy on his life. No matter how stupid the senior management of Konoha Village is, it is impossible to send Umbu around him to monitor as before. But just as Naruto closed his eyes, there was a knock on the door. Naruto-kun, are you at home? Outside the door, Hyga Hinata asked with a blushing face. In fact, in her heart, she certainly knows that Uzumaki Naruto is at home. I heard from Haruno Sakura and Yamanaka Ino that Uzumaki Naruto seems to be in poor health recently, and he doesn't want others to disturb him. It's a pity that Hyga Hinata still came. The door opens. Uzumaki Naruto appears in front of Hyga Hinata. It's Hinata. What's the matter? Uzumaki Naruto laughs. I didn't expect that since he came back, the first person to look for him would be Hyga Hinata. Up to now, Tsunade has not sent anyone. I didn't even go to say hello to her. This woman's fiery temper is probably fake. I heard that you have been sick recently, so I specially prepared a lunchbox for you. After speaking, Hyga Hinata's shy eyes flickered so that she didn't dare to look directly at Naruto, who had encouraged her. I can only raise my hands high and present the bento in front of Uzumaki Naruto. Thank you, Hinata. You are such a good girl. Uzumaki Naruto was not polite at all and immediately chose to open the bento after taking it from his hand. I soaked the nutrient solution in Orochimaru for a month, and I haven't eaten serious food for a long time. The moment he opened the bento, Naruto yelled, "Wow, it's really rich," and the combination of ingredients makes people very appetizing. Naruto said in surprise, "Hinata will definitely be a good wife and mother in the future." The words reached Hinata's ears like thunder. Naruto actually praised himself as a good wife. Could it be that, as long as Naruto-kun likes it? Hyga Hinata's coy look made Uzumaki Naruto amused. In such a cruel ninja world, his contemporaries are actually a good group of people. At least in Naruto's eyes, the relationship between these people and himself is not as bad as imagined. Naruto, the girl from the Hyuga family, is fine. I think you could develop a relationship with her first. 1. With your current bloodline strength, plus the supercilious eyes of the Hyuga clan. The future children of the two of you will definitely be the same. At this moment, Ninetales joined in the fun. I suddenly have a very mature suggestion. Ninetales imitated Naruto's previous terminology, opened her paws excitedly, and said excitedly, "Naruto, let's build a country. When the time comes, you will be a great name, and you can marry many, many wives. With your physique, you will have endless children and grandchildren. The new Uzumaki clan will be the most powerful clan on this continent. No, even the master. How about it? Isn't my plan cool? And this little girl likes you very much at first glance. So let's start with her first." Ninetales' proposal almost made Naruto choke while eating. However, he didn't deny the other party's proposal. It's really cool. Well, it sounds like a very good suggestion. But I didn't expect you to be so curious about this kind of thing. Uzumaki Naruto looked at Ninetales with a strange expression. The big fox actually has the talent to be a matchmaker? This world is truly amazing. By the way, Hinata, Uzumaki Naruto looks at Hinata. Aren't you busy recently? Seeing that Naruto swept away his bento, Hinata was very satisfied and said happily, "It's okay, the task is quite heavy recently." Hyga Hinata rubbed her little hands. In fact, she really wanted to let Naruto know her feelings. She also prepared lunch for Naruto during her busy schedule and came to see him. However, at this moment, the voice of Yanjiaya came from below. "Hinata, are you done with your deliveries? It's time to assemble." The next second, Inazuki jumped and came to the door of Uzumaki Naruto. "Yo, Naruto, how is it? Have you been feeling better recently?" Inazuka Fong looked at the empty lunchbox in Naruto's hand, with a little amusement on his face. "I never thought that you, a great hero, would be sick at such a critical moment. But it's really good to be a hero. When you're sick, there are special people who will make special lunches and deliver them in person under such hard circumstances. You boy, it's really a blessing to come back. But unfortunately, our 8th class is going to leave." Set off? Uzumaki Naruto startled. "Where are you going?" "Execute the mission." Recently, the heads of the busy people have grown. The village suffered the last accident, and now the number of ninjas is far from enough. We are about to spin. I don't have time to rest after finishing the task, and sometimes I even have to receive new tasks halfway, and I can't even come back to Konoha Village. Inazuka Tooth complained. "Get well soon, If you're thinking about it, the efficiency of performing tasks will be greatly increased. Inuzuka Hana. I don't know if my stupid brother is stupid or lucky. He seems to have a good relationship with Naruto. Inuzuka Tooth. Hey, sister, don't say that. Okay, our relationship with Hyeming during the same period has never been very bad. Haruno Sakura. It's true. Uzumaki is actually not much different from Bai Ming, especially in terms of how he treats his companions. Yamanaka Ino. The difference lies in the attitude of the companions. Bai Ming will accommodate, but Hyeming will not. But Ninetale's suggestion seems a bit crazy. Uzumaki Kushina. I have to do the math for that child of Kuramaki. For example, he had 4 beauties in the same period. 4 seems not enough. Namikaze Minato. Kushina. What are you talking about? Haha. 4 is a lot. Jiraiya. I heard what Ninetales meant. That kid Hyeming can't just pick a wife if he chooses. Orochimaru. Oomph. Of course you can't choose randomly. That is the ethnic group that will rule the mainland in the future. Father is like a god, and mother is an unknown person. Tsunade. Orochimaru? You've passed Mingbuki. Before Hinata leaves, when Uzumaki Naruto returned the bento box to her, he grabbed her hand. This made Hinata blush, and at the same time, like last time, a powerful chakra surged into her body. Pay attention to safety on the road. I wish you all the best in the mission of the 8th class. Naruto waves to the 2. Hyuga Hinata is excitedly ramming the deer. This feeling is right. It feels the same as when he defeated Neji last time, but stronger in strength. This time, there must be no problem. In an instant, the blushing Hinata suddenly became confident. She feels that as long as there is Naruto's encouragement, no matter how difficult things are, there is no problem. After the 2 leave, another figure appears near Naruto. Naruto, Lord 5th Hokage, is looking for you. One Uzumaki Naruto glances at Umbu, who is approaching. A purple-haired Umbu ninja who was once arranged by Sarutobi Hiruzen to monitor him. This woman actually survived that war. Naruto was a little surprised, stunned. Should Umbu ninjas deal with difficult problems? This woman is either superior to others, or she was lazy at the beginning and didn't know where to hide in the chaos, so she escaped unharmed. Uzuki Shien. Screw his bullshit. My mother was almost blown to death by a shadow clone. How dare he say such a thing? Anko. Shien is calm. Uzumaki Kushina. Okay, Shien has something special, so she should be the 5th one. Konoha Village Office. Uzumaki Naruto looks up and down at Tsunade in front of him. It's true that she doesn't look like she's in her 50s. She looks like she's in her 20s or 30s, but compared to a woman in her 20s or 30s, Tsunade exudes the kind of mature temperament that these women don't have. Are you Uzumaki Naruto? Not bad. In terms of appearance and temperament alone, it is not inferior to 4th Hokage. Tsunade also looked up and down at Uzumaki Naruto in front of him, secretly exclaimed, "Is this the son of Kushina mentioned by Jiraiya?" At such a young age, he actually mastered the magic of immortality and the form change of Rasengan Wind Attribute Chakra within 1 month, and even reconciled with the 9 tails in his body to become the perfect 9 tails Jinchūriki. One Tsunade doesn't believe in his heart, but Jiraiya really doesn't need to lie to her. Naruto, are you feeling better? Haruno Sakura. Uchiha Sasuke. Hatake Kakashi. The members of the 7th class are all gathered here. Yes, there's no problem at all now. Naruto smiled at the 3 of them. You and Mr. Kakashi are also discharged from the hospital. Yeah, thanks to 5th Hokage-sama. Kakashi laughed. However, Uchiha Sasuke's complexion is not very good. It feels much gloomy than before. It seems that this kid was provoked by his brother last time. Ninetales reminded. Naruto nodded slightly. The next second, Tsunade's loud voice reached everyone's ears flower. There's a very important task here, and you need to complete it as soon as possible. Moreover, it must be absolutely safe. Tsunade opens his mouth quietly. The general situation of the mission is to act as a guard for a well-known movie star in the Kingdom of Fire. Naruto heard this with a slightly strange expression. When is this? And you still have the mood to send someone to protect the movie? Fifth Hokage is probably out of his mind to go clubbing. Cut. After hearing this, Uchiha Sasuke became even more serious. The current him doesn't have any mood to perform the so-called mission at all. He just wants to practice, become stronger, and seek revenge from Itachi. However, Sasuke's impatience did not escape Uzumaki Naruto's eyes. However, the current Naruto is not the same as the original Naruto. It is better than the Uchiha clan being exterminated in Konoha Village overnight. If there is no secret in it, he would not believe it if he was killed. Looks like it's time to get some more information from Orochimaru about the top management of Konoha Village. Thinking of Shimura Dans, who still has contact with Orochimaru, Naruto thinks that there must be many dark secrets between the two. It seems to have seen through Sasuke and Naruto's disdainful attitude towards the task. Tsunade said sharply, "Don't underestimate this mission." According to the information we have, the true identity of the Star of the Fire Country, Fujike's Gakyu, is the fugitive princess of the Snow Country. The mission of your 7th squad is to get her back to the Snow Country safely and find a way to help her regain control of the Snow Country. In order to ensure the smooth success of the mission, I have used your 7th class. After all, you are also aware of the current situation in Konoha Village. We need to maintain a more friendly relationship with the rulers of other countries. Hateful. Tsunade is upset. Ninetales Kid and Uchiha's Kid. They're disobedient at first glance. I was really cheated by Jiraiya, saying that now that Uzumaki Naruto is in the position, Konoha is not as difficult as imagined. If he knew that this kid was so disobedient, Tsunade would never come back and take over this mess just to get angry with Danzo. However, what Tsunade didn't expect was that right after she explained the importance of the task, Uzumaki Naruto's eyes lit up. He patted his chest and said, "Master Hokage, don't worry. Let me do this mission alone. Kakashi-sensei and Sasuke and Haruno Sakura, they can do some other things while staying in Konoha Village. Especially Sasuke and little Sakura. They have great potential, and they can also take advantage of this 5.4 opportunity to practice well. There is no need to waste time on this kind of task. Runaway Princess of Snow Country?" Naruto understood the meaning immediately after hearing it. If there is no rebellion in Snow Country, does she need to run away as a princess? This is simply putting fat in your mouth. For this task, it is best to act alone. By the way, take down Snow Country according to the situation. Naruto. As soon as he heard that he didn't need to waste time, Sasuke's expression improved a lot. "You can practice again." Uzumaki Naruto, boom. Tsunade jumped at the case. "Don't be kidding, it involves a country's issue." However, facing Tsunade angrily getting up, a cold light flashed in Uzumaki Naruto's eyes. It is precisely because of the problems of a country that he has to act alone. "Hokage-sama, if you don't trust me with my ability, even if you send Mr. Kakashi to give him Kurenai Yuhi and Asuma, it won't solve it. After all, I am the perfect Nine-Tails Jinchūriki of Konoha Village." The audience has also come into contact with the matter of the Snow Country in Bai Ming's story. Snow Country, secret treasure floor, heating generator, colorful ice wall, Naruto's colorful Rasengan. The title of the strongest ninja in the ninja world bestowed by Princess Fengyan. But Bai Ming is not her fan. Jiraiya. I remember Bai Ming is a fan of Fuji Fushiwa's drawing of Fengyan Princess. Fenghua Xiaoyuki will be filming my book next time. Onoki. It's over. The quality of the country has led wolves into the house. Terumi Mei. Is Haimaru going to take down the Snow Country first? That's right. After all, the ruler of the Snow Country is the queen, so it's easy to decide. Tsunade. It's over. The me in the other world was hovering on the verge of death as soon as I came up. Uzumaki Kushina. What a good boy. He has a big appetite. Dared to hit the queen's attention. Chapter 94. What happened to the princess? Can't you eat hand knives? Snow Country. The audience of Bai Ming World knows that although this country cannot be compared with the 5 major countries, but compared to many small countries, Snow Country is definitely a top-notch existence because their country has the power of its own armed system. Shuirun. There are even 1 or 2 masters among these ninjas. Hatake Kakashi. The snow country has really fallen into the arms of Hyumin. My guy, how do you say Kakashi? Hatake Kakashi fell silent, recalling my ninja career in Umbu. The Snow Country Rebellion happened many years ago. The younger brother of His Royal Highness Fenghua Zhaoxue, Fenghua Nuteo, and a group of Shuerin launched a war against the Snow Country. The group of samurai under Fenghua Zhaoxue are not the opponents who are full of snow ninja, and the person who rescued the young Fenghua Xiaoxue was Hatake Kakashi in Umbu. Unfortunately, the original Hatake Kakashi was not the opponent of Snow Ninja Avalanche. Hatake Kakashi, well, fortunately, now I have surpassed Spike Avalanche. My guy, Rock Lee, Ms. Guy, Mr. Kakashi means Senju Tobarama. If Hyumin really wins the Land of Snow, he can use it as his base to expand his power outwards. Secondly, the method of dealing with the 5 major countries is naturally different from that of dealing with small countries. Those small countries just follow the wind. If a small country like the country with its own armed forces supports Hyumin, many small countries will follow suit. In a ninja world, except for the 5 major countries, there are countless small countries in the ninja world. For example, the country of vegetables, the country of birds, the country of stones, the country of teeth, the country of claws, the country of ghosts, the country of swamps, etc. There are too many to count. This small country is very similar to the country of Wave. Except for sporadic samurai, there is no ninja armed system of its own. What they rely on for their fame is the protection of them by the ninjas of the 5 major countries. Orochimaru. It's much more convenient to let them surrender on their own initiative than to conquer them one by one. Besides, Naruto-kun has no spare time. Fourth Raikage. This black name is really a good trick. If he really wins Konoha and forms his own faction, he can also use the help of these small countries to stabilize his position. Terumi Mei. Okay, the world of Kuro Naruto is really terrible. Now I'm worried about what will happen to our Kirigakure. Tsunade focuses on safety and does not agree with Uzumaki Naruto to go alone. 03, Master Tsunade. I don't think it would be a big problem for Naruto to go alone, seeing that the 2 men are at war with each other and they are not willing to give in. Kakashi hastened to be a nice guy, and he gave Tsunade and Naruto a detailed account of his experience in Umbu. For Naruto, who has mastered the power of 9 tails and learned the art of immortality and Mount Maiboku's summoning, the group of men who are in trouble are really impossible to be Naruto's opponents. It's even several grades worse. As long as Naruto stays with Snow Princess, there will be no problems, Hatake Kakashi said with a smile. This time, it's also a good time to cultivate Naruto's ability to judge when performing tasks alone. After all, Kakashi hesitated to speak, but Tsunade naturally understood what he meant. Uzumaki Naruto is the Jinchūriki of Konoha Village. There are countless places to rely on him in the future. Now it is very necessary to start cultivating his various abilities. Okay, since Kakashi said so, let's make a decision like this. I'll go and explain the situation to the client. After Tsunade's description, the client was overjoyed. I didn't expect that Konoha Village would send such a powerful ninja to help out. Of course, Tsunade would not say that Naruto is the 9 tails Jinchūriki of Konoha Village. Just tell the other party, don't look at this guy's young age. He can definitely do things with confidence. Soon, Uzumaki Naruto and the client Santaifu embarked on a mission journey. On the way, Santaifu explained the situation to Naruto in detail. The most difficult thing to do now is how to trick His Highness Xiaoxue onto the boat. The 3rd husband sighs. After all, she doesn't know that I used to be his father's old department. I actually know that she doesn't want to go back to the Land of Snow. But the people of Snow Country need her. Uzumaki Naruto heard the words, Japan is a bit more serious. But I thought to myself that Mrs. Santai is really old and stubborn. A woman like Hua Xiaoxue, who has no power to restrain a chicken, dares to face the wind, flowers, and raging waves. Taking her back to the country by force is no different from sending her death. However, facing the depression of the 3rd wife, Naruto smiled. Uncle, Don't worry and don't lie. If you coax the whole crew to go together, it will be very troublesome to act at that time. Naturally, the less people involved in this kind of thing, the better. Naruto thought for a while and suddenly remembered the information given by the doctor. Did you just say that you got information about the wind and flowers and raging waves from the old comrades in the snow country? That guy's been obsessed with finding the secret treasure of the snow country for the past few years. What is that? The third husband heard the sound, but did not speak. Seeing this, Naruto coughed lightly. Uncle, it's not a situation where you trust me or don't trust me. The main purpose of our trip this time is to help Fenghua Xiaoxue restore the country. If you have concealed it, when there is trouble, everyone will die. I believe it doesn't matter if you die. If His Highness Xiaoxue dies, how can you be worthy of his dead father, your master? As expected of the brainwashing master, Uzumaki Heiming. This guy probably has his eyes on the secret treasure of the snow country. But the reason is so high-sounding. Of course, if he knew the secret treasure of the snow country, Heiming would probably be disappointed. Why? Speaking of this, I feel sad too. That's why I took His Royal Highness Xiaoxue back to gamble. Ru Tao has been crazy enough to search for the so-called secret treasure in the snow country all these years. I finally found the instrument under the colorful ice wall. The key to centrally unlock the instrument crystal is on His Royal Highness Xiaozhong. The wind, flowers, and raging waves have now shifted their target to His Royal Highness Xiaoxue. Actually, even if we don't go back, the storm will come to us. So, Uncle, do you know what the secret treasure is? Uzumaki Naruto asked with a smile. Where is there any secret treasure? It's just His Royal Highness Xiaoxue's wish to see spring. As a father, His Royal Highness Xiaoxue spent a lot of money to build a large geothermal generator under the colorful ice wall. As long as the snow in the snow country melts, spring will come. Uzumaki Naruto. Cut. I was really excited for nothing. After a few seconds of embarrassment, Naruto smiled and said, Okay, I understand the situation. Don't worry, Uncle. I swear by my personality that I will definitely help you solve the turmoil and successfully help His Highness Xiaoxue regain the land of snow. Looking at Uzumaki Naruto's full confidence, Santaifu also inexplicably became confident. But in the next second, he lost his strength again. If we don't coax the director team, how can we coax His Highness Xiaoxue into the boat and go to the land of snow? Boom. Santaifu was taken aback and looked at Uzumaki Naruto, who was patted on his chest. Don't worry, I will leave everything to you. So, when the two saw Fenghua Xiaoxue, Santaifu followed Uzumaki Naruto's instructions and called Fenghua Xiaoxue out alone. In the next second, Naruto's hand goes up and down. Fenghua Xiaoxue passed out immediately. Santaifu, Your Excellency Naruto, this, uncle, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and take His Highness Xiaoxue on board. We're going to the land of snow. Speechless. Absolutely speechless. The audience in Beiming World was stunned on the spot. Is this how Uzumaki blacked Naruto? I was almost impatient when I didn't see the third husband. Anoki, should I directly kill the princess? Terumi Mei. As expected of Heiming, if we would never dare to be so rude. Haruno Sakura. I remember that on our side, Kakashi-sensei used Sharingan to make His Highness Kuki fall asleep. Yamanaka, Ino. Heiming started directly, which is too direct. Inazuka Kiba. But as Kuramaki said, this method is effective and direct. The audience remembered that by Ming's 7th squad had to spend a lot of effort to carry out this task. Fenghua Xiaoxue began to escape alone in order not to go to the snow country. Uzumaki Beiming, who didn't know the truth, chased the other party for his signature before going to snow country, and chased him several times after he went to prevent the other party from escaping. Look at Heiming, whoever you are, just knock him out and take him away. On board. In the room, Fenghua Xiaoxue wakes up leisurely. The shaking of the cabin made her feel a little dizzy. Santaifu, bring me some water, she said habitually. The next moment, Fenghua Xiaoxue's beautiful eyes suddenly tightened. This room is not a room she is familiar with. How is this going? Feeling strange, Fenghua Xiaoxue got up suddenly and happened to see Uzumaki Naruto sitting by the bed and San Taifu standing behind him. San Taifu, what's going on? Facing Fenghua, Xiaoxue's questioning, the third wife immediately knelt down. His Royal Highness Xiaoxue, subordinate. San Taifu doesn't know how to explain to Fenghua Xiaoxue in front of him. In the end, it was Uzumaki Naruto who spoke and told the shocked Fenghua Xiaoxue the whole story. Nonsense. Crazy. Mistress, I think you're crazy. Fenghua Xiaoxue didn't get angry, and she was obviously doing well in front of her. This old man had nothing to do and insisted on dragging herself to the snow country. It's a pity that she has already boarded the ship and has no other way out. Who is the other party? That's a raging storm. It's no different from courting death when we go. And Fenghua Xiaoxue glances at Uzumaki Naruto, looking at it for a long time, said angrily, "This is what you call the ninja who helped us? Except for the long spirit point, I can't see where it is a strong endurance. Hey, it's over." Fenghua Xiaoxue sits on the bed in despair. Now that we have embarked on a journey to the land of snow, currently in this vast sea, if you want to run, you can't run. I can only wait until the ship docks and then think of a solution. However, her thoughts did not escape the eyes of Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto said indifferently, "Even if the boat docks, we can run, but you can't. After all, the purpose of Fenghua Udo is to find you and take the key to open the treasure. Also, as the daughter of Fenghua Xiaoxue, you're the only official heir of the snow country. If I were in a storm, I would definitely make you disappear from this world completely, lest you lead ninjas from other countries to restore the country when the time comes. This is the rule of the ninja world. Rules unique to daimyo. As long as the name is orthodox, there will be a ninja village willing to help. Actually, it's all for their own interests." Uzumaki Naruto's words immediately made Fenghua Xiaoxue tremble with fright. "I thought I had escaped and ascended to heaven, but after the other party's description, Xiaoxue's memory was brought back to the scene of escaping from the snow country. That night, my family's castle was burning with raging fire. A silver-haired masked ninja escaped from the snow country alone with himself. 10 years have passed, and it seems that Fenghua Udo has not given up on chasing him. Then how do we do it?" Fenghua Xiaoxue said weakly, "Now, I am bound by you to go to the snow country. Santafu, you wouldn't have betrayed to Nuteo long ago. Take me to 880 to receive the reward." The third grandpa heard the sound, her legs went limp in fright, and hurriedly knelt down again. "Your Highness, how is that possible?" "Old man, I have already summoned all the old departments of His Royal Highness Xiaoxue, and we will wait for His Royal Highness to return to the land of snow. Let's help Her Highness Princess take back the country that belongs to Her Highness." However, the words of the third husband did not make Fenghua Xiaoxue burn with hope. Her eyes became more indifferent than before. "That's right. After all, I haven't defeated Nutao before. Now that a few old guys get together, what can they do?" At this time, Uzumaki Naruto's words startled Fenghua Xiaoxue. The ninja in front of me, who looks a few years younger than him, seems to be able to read his inner thoughts. "You can read minds?" Fenghua Xiaoxue finally flashed a hint of curiosity in her eyes. Unfortunately, Uzumaki Naruto shook his head. "Of course not, but the idea of Snow Princess is that a normal person would think so." Hearing this, Fenghua Xiaoxue panicked even more. "So we're going back to the land of snow? It's no different from going to die." However, Uzumaki Naruto said at this time, "Of course it's different, because this time I will follow you back, and the people who will die will only be Fenghua Nutao and his subordinates." Boom! Uzumaki Naruto's confident speech instantly blew up Fenghua Xiaoxue's mind. After being stunned for a long time, she suddenly burst out laughing. "Haha, I'm dying of laughter. Do you guys dream too much of being a hero?" It's just that Naruto kept smiling in the face of Fenghua Xiaoxue's rudeness. He's been waiting for this moment. "His Royal Highness Xiaoxue, let's make a deal. If I help you take back the snow country, I won't make any other excessive demands. You just need to promise me that when I find you with something, You can help me unconditionally. As expected, Uzumaki has already begun to carry out his plan. According to everyone's understanding of him, Uzumaki Black Ming will do two sets of plans when he starts to act. One set is a plan made according to the situation he is very sure of. For example, at this time, he knew very well that he could kill Fenghua Nuteo, so he made this request to Fenghua Xiaoxue. In another way, he will follow the ever-changing situation on the scene before making a decision. Under this kind of double insurance, Uzumaki Haiming is absolutely impossible to lose money. But no matter how you look at it, even if Snow Country returns to Fenghua Xiaoxue, she will manage it as a daughter, with the condition of agreeing to Uzumaki Haiming. Her dominance over Snow Country is no longer in her hands. Terumi Mei, it's over. Another unlucky guy. Tsunade. Indeed, Haruno Sakura. I can't say that. If Fenghua Xiaoxue and Orochimaru stand on the same team, I don't think she will be miserable. Yamanaka Ino, wide forehead. Do you think anyone could be like Orochimaru? How much has Orochimaru experienced? How much has Fenghua Xiaoxue experienced? Chapter 95. Chakra is too big. Rinnegan pressure tears the glacier island. Fenghua Xiaoxue has been laughing. Maybe this is the funniest thing she has ever heard. So she agreed. No problem. If you can really let me regain the land of snow. Don't promise you one thing. I'll listen to what you say then. 1. Anyway, you took back the land of snow. The matter has reached a point where there is no room for redemption. Fenghua Xiaoxue is completely messed up. Little snow princess. Unfortunately, the third wife is anxious. He clearly felt Fenghua Xiaoxue's despair and just wanted to continue talking about a series of benevolence and righteousness, but was stopped by Uzumaki Naruto. Santaifu, this is actually all your fault. Perhaps it is best for you to let Little Snow Princess continue to be her star. Until the wind, flowers, and raging waves come to your door. At least when the wind and flowers and raging waves came to her, she was at least happy during this time. Forcing her to face an enemy she can't fight against will only make her very distressed. Naruto's words made Fenghua Xiaoxue startled. She immediately withdrew her contemptuous attitude just now. At least in her heart, the ninja who is a few years younger than her knows her better than the third husband. Seeing this scene, Uzumaki Baiming felt a little ashamed. This scene is very similar to the inexplicable confidence he gave her when he faced Hinata and Niji's duel. Bai Ming remembers in the story between himself and Fenghua Xiaoxue. He angrily scolded Fenghua Xiaoxue, who had escaped. Tell the other party emotionally that Snow Country is her home and she should not escape. However, he ignored the other party's fear of the wind, flowers, and raging waves. Because of the raging waves, Fenghua Xiaoxue lost her beloved father and lost everything. And she also lost the third husband who thought of her and wanted to help her regain the Snow Country. What Fenghua Xiaoxue said was right. It was because of this impulsiveness that the third husband and all his father's old minions were sacrificed. Those people are all living beings. Uzumaki was confused. He didn't know whether it was right or wrong to encourage others to do things that he couldn't do. Your Excellency Naruto, Sanafu completely collapsed. He didn't expect that Uzumaki Naruto didn't stand by his side to persuade Fenghua Xiaoxue for him. It seems to have seen through the helpless mood of the third husband. Uzumaki Naruto beckons him to be quiet. Uncle, how many times have I told you? You two just watch quietly. 1. Uzumaki Naruto smiles. Just now, he suddenly noticed a chakra flying over their height. If you think right, it should be that the people in the wind and flowers and raging waves have discovered their whereabouts into the Snow Country. Thinking about it, the other party will greet them on the shore. Little Snow Princess, I heard from the third doctor that your father spent a huge amount of money to build a geothermal generator for the Snow Country in order to allow you to see the spring. And the key to unlock it is with you. Hearing this, Fenghua Xiaoxue was stunned. Spring? Geothermal generator? What are those things? Looking at Fenghua Xiaoxue's confused and shocked expression, Naruto was slightly taken aback. In an instant, it seemed that the other party didn't know anything about what her father had done for her. It seems that Princess Xiaoxue still doesn't know what His Royal Highness Xiaoxue has done for her. Naruto smiles and looks at Santaifu. Hey, Santaifu sighed. Because the geothermal generator was not yet completed, Nuteo rebelled. After His Royal Highness Xiaoxue was killed, all follow-up processes were put on hold. It turned out to be like this. Uzumaki Naruto's envious expression did not escape Fenghua Xiaoxue's observation. She didn't even expect that her father would make so much sacrifice for her ideals behind her back. For a while, Fenghua Xiaoxue was in a mess. Father, she suddenly remembered the conversation she had with her father. As long as you don't give up and always believe in your dreams, then dreams will come true. Fenghua Xiaoxue finally understood the meaning of this sentence. Her dream, her father has been helping her realize it. Why doesn't she want to take back the land of snow that belongs to her and to her father? However, I am powerless. However, just like my father is helping me realize my dream, then the Uzumaki Naruto mouth in front of me, I'm a person who especially hates people who attack their relatives. And in order to achieve my ambition, I took the initiative to attack my relatives. So, when I knew who Fenghua Nutao was, he was already dead in my heart, Uzumaki Naruto said with a blank face. However, it was his appearance that surprised Fenghua Xiaoxue and Santaifu. Uzumaki Naruto looks serious, but he has a strong feeling. The audience in the world of Beiming is quite familiar with Uzumaki's temper. He really disdains, even loathes, those who attack his family. Otherwise, he would not have cared so much for his fellow Uzumaki clan, Karen. In this regard, people in the world of Beiming recognized Haiming very much. I just sent someone flying over our heads. If I think it's right, it should be New Tao's subordinates. Little Snow Princess, if you trust me, give me the key to open the geothermal generator. I don't think wind, flower, and raging waves don't know that the geothermal generator was built by your father to fulfill your dream. He has searched so hard for several years. I think this secret treasure should be regarded as money or something else. Uzumaki Naruto smiles. I'll just go ashore with the key in a while, and you'll just wait at sea. When I solve the storm, the third prince can take Princess Xiaoxue's old part to welcome the return of the official successor of the Snow Kingdom. What? Fenghua Xiaoxue and Santaifu were even more stunned when they heard this. Your Excellency Naruto, are you going to face the storm alone? Santaifu suddenly stood up. That's too dangerous. At least let the old man bring His Highness Xiaoxue's old department to help you. However, Uzumaki Naruto shook his head and signaled, no, maybe you don't like to hear such words, but the fact is that you have gone without any help except to drag me back. Won this. Third Madam is surrounded. As a samurai, he really knows the gap between himself and many powerful ninjas. But it is hard to accept that what he said is worthless. All right, I know. Since you can wait on the boat, it's better than going ashore to die. Finally, Fenghua Xiaoxue took off the hexagonal key from her neck and handed it to Uzumaki Naruto. This was given to me by my father, and I always carry it with me, and it is the only thing I have from the Snow Kingdom. The key should be this one. At the signal of Uzumaki Naruto, the ship breaks down on the sea and stops. Uzumaki Naruto left a wood-style clone, quietly guarding the boat, and he himself, holding the hexagonal crystal, stepped on the sea to Iceland not far away. Here, it has already entered the territory of snow country. The island is covered with thick white snow. Santaifu, you said Naruto, Your Excellency. Is it really possible to defeat the wind, flowers, and raging waves? Looking at Uzumaki Naruto's leaving back, Fenghua Xiaoxue suddenly felt nervous. The third husband sighed. I don't know, but Hokage of Konoha Village said that if he can't solve it, then the whole Konoha Village can't help us. It is true. At this moment, Fenghua Xiaoxue was dumbfounded. She never thought that a ninja who was smaller than herself could make Hokage of Konoha Village say such words. It's simply incredible. Just set foot on the land of glaciers in the snow country. Uzumaki Naruto directly showed the hexagonal crystal in his hand and said with a smile, there's no need to hide. Your low-end hiding method may be able to escape the ninja's eyes, but it cannot escape the perception. Hurry up and come out to see me. The thing in my hand is the secret treasure key that Fenghua Nu Tao wants. Uzumaki Naruto just finished speaking. I saw 3 men in armor appearing from the snow not far away, and the forehead protectors on their foreheads were exactly the ones from Shiurin Village. 2 men and a woman standing on the glacier, looking arrogantly at Uzumaki Naruto below. Oh, is there only one kid? The leader, Lang Yushuibing, was suspicious for a moment, looking at the boat facing the sea. On the deck, it was Fenghua, Xiaoxua, and San Taifu. Head. I think Her Highness Xiaoxua knew she was invincible, so she sent the ninja she hired to surrender. It's really interesting to be a ninja with sentience. Facing the 2 subordinates of Lang Yushuibing, Uzumaki Naruto didn't hear what they were saying at all and said to Lang Yushuibing, "Are you a storm? If it is, then I will take your life." However, Lang Yushuibing was startled when he heard the words wind and rage. He didn't dare to claim it and hurriedly said, "Lord Nuteo doesn't have time to come here. All we need is for us to take the hexagonal crystal and little snow princess away." Spike Shuibing finished speaking and immediately tilted his head towards his strong subordinate Tu Xiong. "Got it, head. I'll bring the hexagonal crystal right now." Winter Bear picks up the skis in his hand, slides down the glacier cliff, and rushes towards Uzumaki Naruto rapidly. So it's not the wind and flowers and raging waves. That's boring. Seeing that the speed of the Winter Bear is getting faster and faster, Uzumaki Naruto raised his arm. The moment Dong Xiong approached him and wanted to reach out for the hexagonal crystal, Uzumaki Naruto threw his fist suddenly. Wow! Winter Bear's fat body slammed into the glacier. He just slid down at a speed invisible to the naked eye. This scene immediately frightened everyone present. Can't help but Wolfang Shuibing and the rest of his subordinate Fian. Even the 3rd husband and Fenghua Xiaoxua on the boat were so shocked that they kept their eyes fixed on the glacier world. Three husbands. Yes, the subordinate is here. Just now. This subordinate is old and dim-sighted. I saw His Excellency Naruto punching the other party. The other party seemed to have crashed into the glacier. Now none came out. Spike Avalanche also has the same doubts. What's wrong with Winter Bear? Why hasn't it come out yet? He has a new type of chakra armor, so it is impossible to be harmed by physical skills. However, at this time, Uzumaki Naruto said loudly, "Don't wait. He is already dead. I'm giving you a chance to live now. Go back and tell Fenghua Nu Tao that I'm waiting for him here. 1. If you want a hexagonal crystal, come here before dark. I don't have the patience to wait here until dark." What? Dead? Fenghua Xiaoxua and San Taifu almost popped their eyes. The appearance of that person was that of Nu Tao's capable general, and he was killed by Uzumaki Naruto with 1 punch. The 2 don't believe it. This kind of thing is too outrageous, and it is completely unbelievable. However, at this moment, the flying swallow on the shore uttered a terrified voice. "Head." Dong Xiong him. He is indeed out of breath, and all the chakra armor on his body has been shattered. Impossible. This turned out to be true. Fenghua Xiaoxue's legs go limp in shock, and she almost falls on the deck. "Anoki, TSK, I feel that things are getting worse." Terumi Mei, I understand. Uzumaki Black Name is deliberately trying to let Fenghua Xiaoxua see her own fear so that she can better grasp it in the future. 4th Reikage. I guess if the storm comes, the scene will explode even more. Orochimaru, what do you know? It's your luck that you can see the scene of the explosion. Let me tell you, if I am in front of Mr. Naruto at this time, I will give him advice directly. Using the technique to control Fenghua Xiaoxua, the entire snow country was captured immediately. Tsunade cut. Orochimaru, you seem to have underestimated your idol. If he wanted to use it, he would have used it long ago. Hyuming is arrogant, and he doesn't even bother with this method. Yamanaka Ino. Is he going to conquer these people with his charisma? Tion, wow. Don't say it. Hey Ming, like this is really cool. Spike Avalanche felt that the situation was not right, so he retreated immediately. Naruto didn't pursue. What he wanted was for the other party to report. It didn't take long for Feng Huayuteo to appear. I heard that the hexagonal crystal is on your body. Is that right? Brat, kill the winter bear to death with one punch? Feng Huanu Tao doesn't believe it at all. He even suspects that Wolf Feng Shuebong is teasing him. If you want to take it, come here obediently. Uzumaki Naruto shook the hexagonal crystal in his hand a few times. Nu Tao frowned and snorted coldly. What a damn guy. Do you know how precious this key is? Obtained. This is the key to unlocking the secret treasure of the Fengshui clan. With it, I will definitely be able to conquer the 5 great nations. This sentence made Naruto interesting. It turns out that there are other people in the ninja world who have the same idea as me. Sorry, if there's a reason to kill you. I think I have finally found it. Your ideal and my ideal are a bit in conflict. Raging wave. Facing such an arrogant brat, Feng Huadao was immediately furious. Tearing off his clothes, the chakra armor he was wearing was actually different from the other 3. I think it is a newer type of chakra armor. Black Dragon Blizzard. Raging waves gather strength, and the accumulated chakra immediately turns into a frost black dragon. Roar. The roar of the black dragon frightens Fenghua, Xiaoxua, and San Taifu on the boat, so that they dare not look directly at the battlefield. The black dragon has a bloody mouth, and it will swallow Naruto in one bite. But at this moment, ripples appeared all over Uzumaki Naruto's body. A kind of energy layer like a protective shield was lifted from his body, and the black dragon hit it, and it was completely absorbed by this protective shield. Nanny! Impossible, this is... Fenghua Raging Wave and Spike Avalanche have never seen such a situation. Did that kid absorb my chakra? What did he do? But at this moment, when they saw Naruto again, they found that the original azure blue eyes of the other party had turned into a pair of corrugated eyes. What is this? By the wind, flowers, and raging waves are startled. Unfortunately, Uzumaki Naruto didn't care about the other party's surprise at all. This kind of place is just for him to experience the current situation of Rinnegan. Can absorb ninjutsu. Naruto mutters to himself. Next. The next second, his eyes suddenly widened. A terrifying chakra, Wia, instantly enveloped the entire glacier island. Boom! With a loud noise, the entire island exploded on the spot. Chapter 96. Rinnegan, the Strange Pupil Ability Bang. By Ming's World. The big screen for watching movies is completely blank. That is the ice and snow fog formed by the explosion of the glacier island. Surprised, Uzumaki glared, and the people in Baming World immediately fell into shock and panic. What the hell did that black guy do? Island, what happened to the glacier island at the border of snow country? Could it be that the huge Iceland was stared and exploded by him? Uzumaki? Unbelievable. This phenomenon is completely beyond everyone's imagination. The shock that Black Naruto brought to everyone was no less than that of Uchiha Madara, who destroyed the Ninja Alliance's Tengai Shinsei. Shao Organization. Several well-known S-Class rebels took a breath. What the FK is this Rinnegan? Are you sure it's not Daidar's clay bomb? Daidar, hey. Chief, what's going on here? Pain. I'm not sure. Maybe Uzumaki used Rinnegan's Shinra Sky sign. Kakuzu, Shinra Tianzhong? Could it be that Rinnegan's abilities are the same? I remember that Rinnegan shouldn't be the ultimate of Sharingan evolution. Dark Room. Nagato blankly recollected what Hyming did just now, and he didn't know exactly what happened. At this time, the discussion group was also very lively. Senju Hashirama. Madara. What the hell did Kuranoru do? Tsunade. Grandpa. The guy Kuranoru must have used the same ninjutsu that Pain used back then, Shinra Tenji. Uchiha Madara, Shinra, and Universal Pull are Rinnegan's basic abilities. Simply put, they are the ability to control gravity and repulsion. But I don't think what Kuraning used just now looks like Shinra. Nagato. I don't feel like it either. Jiraiya. Then what exactly did he do? It wouldn't be a real stare, and Iceland would be blown up. Although this island is not as big as imagined, it will be blown up with a stare. It belongs to the letter. At this time on the screen, the gray mist of ice and snow gradually dissipated. In the distance, There are terrified cries for help from the ship shaking back and forth with the waves. Then, several vines sprang out from the sea, steadily controlling the speed of the boat. Fenghua Xiaoxue and San Taifu carefully looked at the place where Uzumaki Naruto was. Looking at this, the two suddenly almost popped their eyeballs. The small glacier island that was blocked in front of them just now was blown to pieces in the explosion just now. Except for Uzumaki Naruto, standing on the sea, there is still no trace of Fenghua Nutao and others. Your Highness, take a look. Santa Fu was terrified and pointed to the distance, and there was something that looked like a corpse floating on his face. The two of them took a closer look and covered their mouths in fright. Aren't those 793 exactly the Fenghua Nutao and his two subordinates who just appeared? Is this the coercion that Rinnegan can unleash? There is such a terrifying destructiveness. Uzumaki Naruto glanced around with a calm expression on his face. Hiss! Rinnegan's coercion? As soon as these words came out, everyone in Beiming World was shocked and remained silent. It just used Chakra's coercion, intending to blow up the small island of Shuichuan. What the heck? Looking at the appearance of the wind and flowers and raging waves lying on the sea, it seemed that they were affected and died on the spot. Jiraiya, Nagato, is your Rinnegan capable of exerting such coercion? Nagato, no. Why use Rinnegan? I can't cast this chakra coercion. Uchiha Madara. What the hell? Is this one of Uzumaki's unique pupil techniques? Tsunade. Couldn't this be Kurikin's own chakra burst? Senju Tobarama. Judging from the meaning of Kuro Ming's words, it seems that it is not the outbreak of chakra, but the coercion of chakra exerted by Rinnegan's pupil technique. Uchiha Fugaku. Rinnegan is the ultimate evolution of Sharingan, and Sharingan's pupil art is born according to the soul of the caster. Black name him. What on earth is it? Everyone was stunned at the beginning and had never heard of, let alone seen this kind of pupil technique. This impossible. Hey, where the hell is? At this moment, an extremely weak voice came into Uzumaki Naruto's mind. Naruto was suspicious and looked at the person lying on the sea not far away. It is the Spike Avalanche who is about to die. Not far from him is the corpse of a female ninja, seemingly lifeless. Who is talking here? Could be Lu Tao's men. Uzumaki Naruto is dumbfounded. After all, Spike Avalanche, lying on the sea, did not open his mouth, and of course he did not have the strength to open his mouth at this time. No, my ideal. Secret treasure. If you open the secret treasure, I will rule the 5 kingdoms. Another voice came into Uzumaki Naruto's mind. This phenomenon suddenly made Uzumaki Naruto break out in a cold sweat. This voice is wind and flowers and raging waves. Uzumaki Naruto glanced at Fenghua Futao lying on the sea surface dying. The other party is still thinking about the secret treasure. Hee, how sad. Uzumaki Naruto said mockingly. However, Naruto has no interest or time to tell the dying opponent the truth about the secret treasure of the snow country to the ants like wind and flowers. Although on the surface it is possible to kill someone, it is a pity that the identity of the other party is really unworthy. Nowadays, Naruto wants to know more about things to do. I saw him lift his hand casually, and the sea surface at the place where the wolf tooth avalanche violently churned a few times. Then, the body of Spike Avalanche flew towards Uzumaki Naruto automatically. Snapped. There is a soft sound. Uzumaki Naruto grabbed Spike Avalanche's neck with one hand. Good and strong, horrible. The weak voice breaks into Naruto's mind again. This time, Uzumaki Naruto was completely stunned. Because the wolf tooth avalanche didn't make any sound, the current opponent is almost dying. Impossible. Can it be said that I can hear what the other person is thinking? What a strange thing this is. Uzumaki Naruto himself was taken aback, and by the way, activated the power of Yang to renew the life of Spike Avalanche. By the way, continue to try to listen to what the other person is thinking. Is he actually saving me? Wait, I seem to feel better. Impossible. He actually knows such terrible medical ninjutsu. No, this is not medical ninjutsu. 1. How can there be such a powerful medical ninjutsu in the world. I just felt like I was going to die. Sure enough, Uzumaki Naruto splits directly. In Rinnegan's state, he seems to be able to really hear what the other party is thinking. I rely on. By Ming World, the audience stared at everything in front of them in amazement. Fenghua Xiaoxue turned into the prophecy emperor. But Uzumaki clearly told the other party that he doesn't know how to use mind reading at all. Uchiha Madara, could it be impossible? What a strange pupil power. Uchiha Fugaku, ancestor, do you think it is Haimaru who often ponders people's hearts, so that directly gave him the power to read people's hearts? Namikaze Minato, this pupil art is so strange. It's not illusion, it's not ninjutsu. Well, is mind reading a ninjutsu? Yamanaka Ino, master 4th Hokage, mind reading skills are actually not surprising. After all, the mystic skills of our Yamanaka family can directly enter other people's bodies. Namikaze Minato, having said that, Uchiha Madara, don't be ridiculous. How can Yamanaka's secret art compare with Haiming's art? He can detect people's thoughts under normal circumstances. Don't you think this kind of thing is very scary? Terumi Mei, that is to say, in front of him, as long as he is willing to spy, no one will have any secrets to speak of. Anoki, secrets are small things. The key lies in fighting with them, understand? 4th Raikage, that's right. All your thoughts in the battle were heard by Haiming, and you still talked about how to defeat him? Hataki Kakashi, the battle of our ninjas is also a process of collecting intelligence and analyzing each other's abilities. This, Orochimaru, what are you worried about? To be honest, do you think Naruto-kun will listen to your plan during the battle with your own abilities? Oh no, unless Naruto-kun wants to kill people, I will play with you. Plop. As soon as Uzumaki Naruto let go, Spike Avalanche was thrown back into the sea. After struggling a few times, Spike Avalanche emerged from the seawater. I saw Uzumaki Naruto, who was resting his chin in meditation, in front of him. He immediately half-kneeled in front of Naruto with his adage, head down, not daring to breathe and not daring to look up at him. At this time, the sea of spiritual consciousness, Uzumaki Naruto greets Nine Tails. Lama, come and help me do an experiment. Nine Tails sat up from the ground boredly. What experiment? Uzumaki Naruto didn't speak and used Rinnegan to look at Nine Tails. Chakra released from the pupil force locks Nine Tails. You're thinking about something silently in your heart now. I guess what you're thinking about. Nine Tails, what happened to Naruto? Brain broken? Didn't it blow up a small island? Was it stimulated? Look, just this power makes him so excited. What a thrill. Now, his own chakra plus my chakra support. We fly over the land of the ninja world, throwing a few ninjutsu, can wipe out all the countries. Hey, stop. Uzumaki Naruto hurriedly waved his hand to stop. Blow up those countries, and then what? You and I, one fox and one, sit on top of stacked corpses, gnawing bark and dirt. I really admire you. Nine Tails. Wait a minute. I haven't thought about it yet. Nine Tails looked at Naruto inexplicably and was stunned for a while, as if realizing that something was wrong, then glared and said, You can actually know what I'm thinking. Nine Tails is dumbfounded. Uzumaki Naruto spread his hands together. I discovered it by accident just now. Maybe this is one of Rinnegan's abilities. After getting acquainted with it, I found that this kind of technique needs to activate Rinnegan and launch it on someone. But I didn't sense you attacking me just now. Nine Tails frowned instantly. This situation is impossible to prevent. But then, Nine Tails suddenly laughed excitedly. From now on, if you feel that someone has bad intentions towards you, you can use this thing to guard against him. This is a good way. Uzumaki Naruto rubbed his chin and pondered for a moment. It can only be said that there is no danger. Just right. I'll study Rinnegan's other abilities now. The idea falls to the ground. Uzumaki Naruto returned to reality, only to find that Langia Zubingping had recovered from his recovery just now. At this time, the other party was trembling, half-kneeling in front of him. What to do with him, Naruto? Nine Tails glanced at Spike Avalanche. Is this the chakra armor Kakashi Kid said before? Looking at the shattered cloth-like chakra armor on Spike Avalanche, Ninetales showed contempt. What a rag. I thought it was so powerful that it couldn't even withstand your coercion explosion. Audience, it's really Kurama, who pretends to be a tiger. Why don't you mention the other two? Moreover, the chakra armor on Feng Hua Nu Tao is obviously better than that of Spike Avalanche. The other party burps directly. Okay, may I have your name? Uzumaki Naruto thinks about it. The Spike Avalanche in front of me is quite interesting. It didn't escape after recovering. Wolf Fong, Spike Fong Avalanche. Langyu Shuebeng said tremblingly. However, at this time, Uzumaki Naruto has already taken back Rinnegan. Although he doesn't know why his pupil technique can hear the other party's voice, but this ability can be said to be very useful. It can prevent many key things, especially for combat and personnel management. Of course, Uzumaki Naruto doesn't need to probe into the other party's mind for the Wolf Fong Avalanche in front of him, because his actions are already telling Uzumaki Naruto. Fear. Spike Avalanche faced Uzumaki Naruto and was so frightened that he dared not escape. Are you Spike Avalanche? Uzumaki Naruto heard the name from Hitaki Kakashi. It seems that at the beginning, the opponent defeated Kakashi in the Anbu period. Yes. Thank you, my lord, for saving my little life just now. Spike Shuebing only felt his brain buzzing. The big man in front of him has actually heard of his name? From where? Is it a good reputation or a bad reputation? Because Uzumaki Naruto doesn't like to take Konoha Village's forehead protector with him when he goes out on missions. So Spike Avalanche doesn't know his identity at all. See Langyu Shuebing's nervous look. Uzumaki Naruto didn't say much else. After all, if you want to truly become a leader, you must have the strength to threaten others. Things like the kind that melt the other party's heart with a friendly attitude cannot be flooded. I heard that your strength among snow ninja is considered top-notch. I think Fenghua Futao also took a fancy to you, so they let you be the leader of Shuiren. Facing Uzumaki Naruto's question, Wolf Fong Shuebing only felt nervous, as if his throat was stuck. Said with difficulty, don't dare, don't dare. I asked you a question. Why are you so ink-stained when you answer the question? Who else is stronger than you among Shuen ninja? Seeing that Uzumaki Naruto seemed a little impatient, Spike Avalanche immediately buried his head lower. It's a subordinate. No one in Snow Ninja can win a single duel against a subordinate. Uzumaki Naruto nodded in satisfaction upon hearing this. By the way, pointing to the ship not far away. Your Royal Highness, Princess Fenghua Xiaoxue is on the boat. I will return to the Snow Country in a while, and Fenghua will inherit the position of the Snow Country's daimyo. Since you are the head of Shuiren, then go back to Shuiren Village and summon Shuiren together to give her daimyo a boost of prestige. Can it be done? Yes, my subordinates will absolutely guarantee your satisfaction. Please rest assured. After speaking, the scene fell into silence. After a while, Uzumaki Naruto asked suspiciously, why don't you prepare? Audience. What the hell? The Spike Avalanche actually scared Uzumaki Naruto out of his wits. The other party didn't tell him to go, but he didn't even dare to move. Hitaki Kakashi, huh? Unexpectedly, Spike Avalanche avalanches him. Yu Hong, I dare not make rash comments. After all, I didn't feel Heiming's operation just now. Chapter 97. Is it a surprise or a surprise? Heiming's complex abilities, Beiming World. Audiences are waiting in anticipation of Uzumaki, Kuramaki, and Rinnegan's other abilities. They remember the Rinnegan that Nagato has, and the abilities are terrifying. Pain's 6 paths, taken alone, is actually a terrifying existence. When the 6 paths were all concentrated on Nagato, the other party even concentrated the power of everyone. Uchiha Sasuke and Uchiha Madara, the 2 Rinnegans, seem to be except for Nagato's basic pupil skills. As the Uchiha clan, the 2 who transformed Sharingan into Ultimate seem to have their own unique pupil skills. On the sea, the 3 of Uzumaki Naruto continue to head towards the land of snow. After being blocked by Fenghua, Xiaoxuan III, Doctor finally understood Tsunade's so-called Uzumaki Naruto can't solve this task. Then Konoha Village will not be able to help them. However, who would have thought that Naruto immediately took advantage of Uzumaki Naruto and even looked at the opponent's appearance And now, even Nuteo's subordinates listened to Uzumaki Naruto's words. Shuen ninja has nothing to do with me. They're the ninjas of your snow country. Even if you listen, you have to listen to Princess Fenghua Xiaoxue. Of course, I still hope that little snow princess can remember the bet she made with me. Uzumaki Naruto's words kept lingering in Fenghua Xiaoxue's mind. This kind of scene, and men like Uzumaki Naruto. Perhaps it can only be found in unreal movie scripts. In reality, such a man appeared, which inevitably made Fenghua Xiaoxue feel a little bit of spring. Yamanaka Ino. Liar. Look quickly. Hyeming is meditating on the deck. Fenghua Xiaoxue's eyes are fixed, and his eyes never leave Hyeming. Haruno Sakura. It's over. Fallen. The most famous star in the land of fire, the princess of the land of snow, Her Royal Highness, must have fallen in love with Kuranoru. Hataki Kakashi. Maybe Fenghua Xiaoxue is just the strength of shock and Hyeming. Jiraiya. Kakashi, you are so badass. It looks like you can't read my works at all. Women like heroes. Kuranoru is now the hero of Fenghua Xiaoxue Tsunade. Fenghua Xiaoxue is obvious in the movie. I remember her dream of becoming a star. It is impossible to be a star while governing the country of snow. Turumi Mei. So, there is a high probability that Fenghua Xiaoxue will become a puppet. The spiritual world of Uzumaki Naruto. Suddenly, Naruto opened his eyes and looked at Kurama lying on the ground. Kurama is taken aback. It feels like nothing good happened. Uzumaki Naruto stares at Kurama. Yuyo said, Lama, can I cut off the long nails on your paws? Naruto's words immediately made Ninetales furious. What are you talking about? Just a little, just a little. Ninetales has no idea what the yellow hair in front of him wants to do. However, as Uzumaki Naruto's partner, Ninetales was very cooperative and gave a little finger. Then what? Get up and go to other places. Walk for a few minutes. Ninetales was puzzled, stood up her huge body, and walked towards other places. I don't know how long it's been since I left. It then heard Naruto calling to stop itself. All right, let's stop. And then, Ninetales was stunned, standing motionless on the spot. The next second, Uzumaki Naruto has already come in front of it. Hey, what do you want to do? Ninetales was extremely speechless. Lama, don't you feel that the environment around you has changed? Uzumaki Naruto's words made Ninetales even more confused. I lay down on the ground so well, but I have to break my nails, and I have to get up and walk around. What are you doing? Ninetales subconsciously looked at the nail he had broken off before, but this look made him frown. The previously broken nails are actually intact. Isn't this nail already broken? Could it be that I read it wrong? However, just when Ninetales felt that something was weird, it suddenly realized that it was not standing in the same place at this time. It is the same as before the action, lying on the ground. This is only then did Ninetales realize that it wasn't that Uzumaki Naruto took any action, but that its state had returned to when Uzumaki Naruto had just opened his eyes to look at himself. All the states have returned to the previous point in time. Naruto, what's going on? Could it be that this is also caused by your pupil technique? Hearing this, Uzumaki Naruto nodded slightly. This is Hyeming's move once again made everyone's eyes widen. What kind of eye surgery is this? Back in time, Ninetales had obviously broken a nail just now, and her body movements had already moved to other spatial positions. The original movement of lying on the stomach is also standing up straight. But in the next second, it returned to the appearance lying in front of Naruto just now. Except for Ninetales maintaining its own consciousness, all actions and physical signs have returned to the previous point in time. Uchiha Madara. Impossible. What kind of strange pupil technique is this? Senju Hashirama. Madara. This pupil technique feels inferior to your Tengai Shinsei. Uchiha Madara. Well, with Uzumaki's current strength, Tengai Shinsei's ninjutsu doesn't seem to be able to really beat him, and Rinnegan, who has the ability of attraction and repulsion. Who knows if he can rely on Rinnegan in the future, the basic ability to develop other ninjutsu. Namikaze Minato. Is this time-space ninjutsu? But it doesn't look like it at all. Jiraiya. No, this pupil technique of Kiraning is only linked to time, and it is pure time. Can you actually change the state of others to the state a few minutes ago? In a dark cave, Uchiha Obito went right away. He thought that relying on his Kamui strength, he could do whatever he wanted. However, Uzumaki's black name is obviously a master of eating people. Uchiha Obito's mind couldn't help but think of what Kuranoru did against him. If you don't pay attention, take the black pupil technique. When he used the hollow ability to move his body to the Kamui space, Uzumaki immediately activated the power of the Rinnegan pupil technique. In the next moment, Obito will unconsciously return to the state where he did not enter the Kamui space at the beginning. Taking advantage of this moment, Heiming made a move. Not to mention Uzumaki, even if anyone gave Uchiha Obito a pain at this time, he would scream in pain. Even if one accidentally used too much force, he might have killed Obito on the spot. Black Zetsu patted Obito's shoulder with a sad voice. Obito, it seems that you really have nothing to contend with. Under the doubts of Nine Tails, Uzumaki Naruto told it about the changes that he obtained the power of Yin and Yang by opening Rinnegan. Manipulation of gravitational repulsion. Soul extraction. The absorption of pure chakra or ninjutsu based on chakra. Yin Yang Dun can create a Yin Yang Dun black stick that can disrupt the flow of chakra in the opponent's body. The Rinnegan coercion launched directly by Rinnegan is like an invisible shockwave. Mind reading, time travel back, and the sealing technique of Ōtsutsuki Kaguya that Sage of Six Paths once said. Six Paths, planetary devastation. If you don't mix the power of Yin and Yang into it, you can also release a weakened version of planetary devastation. A truth-seeking ball that can change shape and is both offensive and defensive. At present, I have realized these things, especially this pupil technique that could be involved with time. Uzumaki Naruto's eyes darkened. I seem to be able to apply this state to myself. Nine Tails, self-hypnosis. Nine Tails was stunned. Naruto paced back and forth a few times, but applying this surgery to myself, the effect is not the same as applying it to others. For example, I did an experiment with you just now. You go from state A to state B. Within the specified time, I will initiate the ninjutsu actively. Then all your states will return from state B to state A. But if I launch it on myself, the effect will be very different. The duration of the technique is different, and an additional item should be added to the status. And after I cast it on myself, not only can it be activated automatically, but it can also be activated automatically after reaching the maximum time. That is to say, if you cast the time backtracking technique on yourself, if you don't take the initiative to activate it, after the time reaches the critical point, the technique will automatically activate? Yes, but if I cast this pupil technique on other people, once the specified time is exceeded, I will not be able to activate it. And the pupil technique will also lose its effect, and there will be no automatic activation. But, speaking of which, Uzumaki Naruto's expression became strange. 0. Ask for flowers. But when I want to cast this spell on myself, for example, my current state is A, and the next moment I cast a spell on myself in state B, and then I am in state C again. The technique was activated in state C, but I will not return to the state B where the technique was cast, but will go a little further to reach the state A where the technique was not cast. And the automatic activation of the technique will not be disturbed by any status. Nine Tails. 1. After listening to Uzumaki Naruto's words, Nine Tails couldn't help nodding. Looking at Naruto, I really want to ask if the other party has used mind-reading skills on me. However, with Naruto's character, it won't be so boring, and he will definitely not use it unless necessary. So, this pupil technique sounds very powerful. Uzumaki Naruto is numb. Looking at Nine Tails, who closed his eyes slightly and kept nodding, with a serious expression, Naruto's face darkened slightly. This big fox, did he really listen to what he was saying? However, Hyeming's explanation shocked the ninjas in Baeming's world. What is his ninjutsu? It feels really powerful, but when you actually imagine it, it is not as direct and as shocking as Uchiha Madara Tengai Shinsei. Or like Uchiha Sasuke's hands come and go without a trace. However, for some the master, but heard the pervert of Hyeming's pupil technique. Uchiha Madara. What kind of pervert pupil technique is this? Senju Hashirama. Madara. Is there anything special about this pupil technique? Senju Tobarama. Brother, aside from Hyumin's current strength, with this ninjutsu alone, he is already in a state of immortality under any circumstances. Uzumaki Naruto. Huh? How is it possible? I didn't figure it out at all. Namikaze Minato. Let me explain it to you, Naruto. Namikaze Minato. In the battle of our ninjas, even if Senior Madara becomes 10 Tails Jinchūriki, even if Ōtsutsuki Kaguya appears in the face of the ninjas fighting with him, both sides will fight experiment with various moves and analyze the opponent's ability information. Namikaze Minato. Aside from Kuro Ming's mind reading, he could spend a lot of time studying the other party because of his ability to use time regression to change the state of others or himself. For example, if he risked his life to test the other party, but failed, then he would cast back time when he was injured. Even if the injury he received this time was fatal, he would die. Yes, the pupil technique will be activated automatically when the time critical point is reached, and he will return to the state before probing the other party. But the information of his probing has already been obtained. Shimura-dan's cut. I thought it was amazing. This ability is somewhat similar to Izanagi. Orochimaru. Master Danzo, have you forgotten that in order to cast Izanagi, you turned yourself into a ghost? All 10 Sharingan were consumed, and you cast Izanagi. Although Izanagi escaped death, the consumption of chakra and Sharingan cannot be recovered. Senju Tobarama. This is the key point. For example, when Uzumaki meets a well-matched opponent, when the chakra of both sides is almost exhausted, you will find that Uzumaki Black Ming's state suddenly returned to the time when he was not consumed. If you were this person, how would you feel? Inuzuka Taba. Kuromaki will smile and ask you, is it unexpected, surprised, or not? Audience. I can't understand it at all. In the world of Beiming, the vast majority of people are not a little confused about Hymen's time regression. In the stands, my guy looked at Hatake Kakashi curiously. Kakashi, you must understand. What are the seniors talking about? The one from Hymen, what does this self-hypnosis technique mean? Self-hypnosis? Hatake Kakashi's mouth twitched in embarrassment. Why is Might Guy's attention still following Nine Tails? Kakashi mechanically looked at Might Guy. Let me tell you what is going on with Hymen's technique in the simplest and most straightforward way. Okay, you say. My guy immediately got serious. After all, he looked at Hatake Kakashi's equally serious look. Even if he didn't understand, he could feel the horror of Uzumaki's black name. Ahem, Kakashi cleared his throat. That is to say, if Haimaru casts this spell on himself, he can release 8 inner gates infinitely within a certain period of time. Might Guy, 8 inner gates? Kakashi, no, I was wrong. It should be 8 inner gates formation, the so-called dead gate. Might Guy, Rock Lee. Harmon, Chapter 98. Hymen's righteousness is awe-inspiring and terrifying Pure Land world. Uchiha Madara remained calm for a long time. He couldn't imagine how powerful Uzumaki's Rinnegan pupil technique was. If my ability was not Tengai Shinsei at that time, it would not be the so-called Round Tomb Prison. How can I be dignified Uchiha Madara by that black Zetsu kid? If this pupil technique can be used well, Kid Hymen will definitely be invincible in the world. Ōtsutsuki Kaguya. No matter how strange Ōtsutsuki Kaguya's moves are, they can't take advantage of Uzumaki's time regression. After saying that, Uchiha Madara fell into deep thought again. Regardless of any technique, there should be a way to deal with it. I just don't know how Uzumaki Black Ming's time regression can be invalidated. Perhaps only those aliens who have not yet shown their faces can compete with Hymen. The ship heading to Snow Country is about to dock. Standing on the deck, Naruto looks at a row of people dressed in white on the shore. The leader is Spike Avalanche, who was arranged by him to welcome Fenghua Xiaoxue. This trip is of great significance to Uzumaki Naruto. He found that Rinnegan's power was too strong. He must continue to try to control it in the days to come. At least it is possible to control the release force of the pupil technique at will when releasing the pupil technique. Moreover, The snow country is far away from the ninja continent. It also has certain strength. Once something unexpected happens, this place is very suitable for Naruto to regroup. Naruto, I've been watching this Fanghua Xiaoxue secretly looking at you. Is she interested in you? It's really impossible. Take her, and the snow country will be yours. Uzumaki Naruto sighed with his hand behind his back. Don't forget your identity. You are Nine Tails, the incarnation of chakra, not a matchmaker. 350. For Naruto, this trip also has unexpected gains. Leaving aside the bet between him and Fanghua Xiaoxue for the time being, the other party readily agreed to Naruto. If there is anything to ask her in the future, he will definitely do his best to help. Separately talk about Wolf Fong Avalanche. Uzumaki Naruto found out that guy is a smart guy. At least, can be used. His Excellency Naruto. At this time, Fanghua Xiaoxue quietly came to the side of Naruto, who was Whirlpool. Those people on the shore are, don't worry, little snow princess. Uzumaki Naruto showed a sunny smile. Those people are here to welcome you back to the snow country. They are all snow ninjas from the land of snow. Hearing this, Fanghua Xiaoxue pretended to be unbelievable and exclaimed, Really? I can't believe it. You not only defeated the wind, flowers, and raging waves, but also brought all the snow ninjas along with you. Uzumaki Naruto just smiled and didn't speak. Whether it's a ninja or an ordinary villager, as long as he is a person, the general situation needs to be organized. Schwerin originally followed Fanghua Nu Tao. Now that Fanghua Nu Tao is dead, they will naturally choose to follow the most powerful wolf tooth avalanche among them and the other party. The boat slowly leans against the shore. The third wife is obviously a little nervous. Please, little snow princess, you can go back to your hometown now and take over everything that belongs to you. Uzumaki Naruto made a gesture of asking for a gentleman. Fanghua Xiaoxue walked in the front. Naruto and San Taifu followed each other from left to right. As soon as they got off the boat, Langya Shubing led all Schwerin to kneel down on one knee and shouted loudly, Welcome, little snow princess, back to the land of snow. Welcome, sir, grown-ups. The audience in Beiming World froze for a few seconds. Is it possible that the adults in the mouth of this group of snow ninjas are Uzumaki Black? At least it will definitely not be the third husband. This scene surprised Fanghua Xiaoxue. Even if she is the most famous star in the land of fire, she still can't stand the respect of all the ninjas. Embarrassedly calling everyone to get up, Santa Fu bids farewell to Fanghua Xiaoxue excitedly. He's going to gather all the old departments of Fanghua Xiaoxue together. Discuss Fanghua Xiaoxue's coronation ceremony. Your Excellency Naruto. Nothing to do. Fanghua Xiaoxue suddenly called Uzumaki Naruto to stop. I want to go to the Rainbow Ice Wall to see the secret treasure of the snow country that my father left me. You go with me. Unfortunately, Uzumaki Naruto is not very interested in this. You are now a serious princess of the Snow Kingdom. You can order these snow ninjas to keep you safe. I think there should be no problem. Just before Naruto refused, Fanghua Xiaoxue pinched her waist with both hands and said dissatisfiedly, Although your Excellency Naruto is the strongest ninja in the ninja world, since you have accepted the task of protecting me, I want to become the real ruler of Snow Country before. You can't leave my side. You say, right. Fanghua Xiaoxue shows a long-lost smile. Naruto thought for a moment, then nodded. Therefore, Fanghua Xiaoxue forcibly held hands. The doctor of Rainbow, Bingbai despicable. Play hard to get. When the audience saw this, their teeth itched with hatred. Fanghua Xiaoxue is not only the princess of the Snow Kingdom, but also the well-known star of the Hoitsai Kingdom, Fuji Fugake. She looks like a little girl. If she is not interested in Uzumaki Hyeming in front of her, she would be considered a ghost. In Beiming's world, Fanghua Xiaoxue just took advantage of Beiming's coma to kiss him on the cheek and send him a signed photo. But the appearance of Hyeming's wind and snow in the world, I'm afraid that Hyeming will eat so much that there are not even bones left. And does Uzumaki really understand girl psychology? They didn't even believe the audience who beat Beiming World to death. Jiraiya, playing hard to get? The more you want to manipulate the other party, the more you don't care at all. Hatake Kakashi. Learned. Jiraiya. Kakashi, your level is still far behind, and you need to make persistent efforts. Tsunade. Come on, guys, I saw that Hatake Kakashi was still single when he left 6 Hokage. You two are completely old single models. You're here to promote the experience of chasing girls. I really lost to you. Yamanaka, Ino, hey. And the princess just opened her mouth and said that Hyeming is the strongest ninja in the ninja world. This compliment is really unbearable. Nara Shikamaru, you are the same in the Black Naruto world. Don't you just open and shut Naruto every day? Yamanaka Ino, go to hell. The secret treasure of Snow Country has been successfully opened. As San Taifu said, the so-called secret treasure is the floor heating generator, and it is a floor heating generator that can cover the entire country. But it's not complete now. At the same time as the floor heating generator is activated, the legendary rainbow ice wall in the Snow Country really reflects rainbow-like light. The content reflected in it. It is a picture of Fenghua Xiaoxue and Fenghua Zhaoxue telling their dreams when they were young. I want to be a gentle and virtuous princess. Of course, I still have a dream to become a star. Snow Country also, because of the ground heating generator, the ice and snow in many places began to melt. Perhaps when the research on the entire instrument is mature, the country of snow will change from a country where ice and snow last 10 years to a country where spring is all year round. Fenghua Xiaoxue, after watching the impact of the colorful ice wall, everything in my heart has been relieved. She looks at Uzumaki Naruto, standing in the distance. Shows a faint smile. A few days later, Fenghua Xiaoxue's inauguration ceremony officially started. The people of the Land of Snow are singing and dancing, and the people of Batai Tainkyo are governed by Fenghua Xiaoxue in formal attire. Seeing this, Naruto in the distance couldn't help sniggering, and if he didn't know who it was, he thought it was a girl who got married. However, at this moment, a figure suddenly came behind him, half kneeling down. My lord, the inauguration ceremony of Princess Xiaoxue has been arranged very well. My lord, please rest assured. Uzumaki Naruto. Looking at Spike Avalanche behind him, Naruto said indifferently, you shouldn't report this kind of thing to me. Langya Shuebeng is taken aback, but then he said firmly, my lord is joking. If I don't report to you, who else can I report to? At this point, Langya Shuebeng mustered up his courage. Please rest assured, my lord, my subordinates will follow you absolutely faithfully. Actually, when adults use secret techniques to extend my life, I know what I should do. As soon as this remark came out, Uzumaki Naruto raised his eyebrows lightly and became interested. Then tell me, do you know what you were going to do? Yes. Forgive me, my lord. Langya Shuebeng respectfully said, when I followed Fenghua Nuteo and met your lord, Dojong heard what your lord said. You said that the ideals of wind and flowers and raging waves coincide with your ideals. Spike Shuebeng said this. A trace of panic flashed across his eyes. Inexplicably guessing the thoughts of the strong will lead to death. But remembering that he was rescued by Naruto, Langya Shuebeng thinks that the other party must keep him for something. Thinking of this, Langya Shuebeng plucked up his courage and said, our country of snow is a small country, but the strength of adults is astonishing. Ninjas from small countries like me are naturally willing to follow powerful people. After all, they have something to rely on. I also hope that the adults will not be disgusted and give the subordinates a chance to behave. Although my subordinates don't know the relationship between your lord and Princess Xiaoxue, as long as your lord speaks. Cow! Uzumaki Naruto was completely dumbfounded. Spike Avalanche opened his mouth and shut his mouth. The Snow Country is a small country, and the ninjas in the small country are willing to follow the strong. But when it came to the critical moment, he only mentioned that he wanted to have a good performance, and he didn't mention a word about other snow ninjas. And the last words of Langya Shuebeng are very meaningful. Obviously, as long as Uzumaki Naruto speaks now, maybe tonight, Fenghua Xiaoxue will have a serious problem. The ministers related to her may all return to the Pure Land world. Hatake Kakashi, Spike Avalanche, a spineless thing, is directly trying to rebel. Tsunade, hey, are you scared out of your wits by Uzumaki's methods? Anoki, Hei Ming said that wind, flowers, and raging waves are ideal if it coincides with your own ideal. Isn't that the same as conquering the ninja world? Lang Yushuebing has been with Nuteo for more than 10 years. How can he not understand what Haiming means? Fourth Reikage. And he thinks that Haiming saved him because he wanted him to work for his life. This guy thinks too much. Terumi Mei, let me just say, Fenghua Fu Tao is dead. And this is even more terrifying. Uzumaki Kushina, you're not right. Hei Ming is different from Fenghua Fu Tao. At least Fenghua Xiaoxue is in Hei Ming and doesn't have to worry about safety. Naruto, he's a man of wind and flowers. Shall we use him? This kid, I'm afraid there will be rebellion. In one anti-bone, Nine Tails' words made Uzumaki Naruto laugh for a while. Lama, in this world, who can guarantee that anyone can be absolutely loyal to a person? Look at the appearance of Spike Avalanche. At the beginning, I just wanted to try the mind-reading technique, so I rescued him with Yongdun. I actually never thought he would be like this. Since it's all delivered to your door, it's useless if you don't use it. Moreover, this kind of person is very real. As long as we have the strength to shock him, he will definitely be very obedient and work hard. Uzumaki Naruto smiles. The current snow country is considered to be the place where Uzumaki Naruto lays the foundation for the future. Just relying on the verbal agreement between myself and Fenghua Xiaoxue is not 100% reliable. It is indeed necessary to place someone of my own in the snow country. What's more, Spike Avalanche is considered to be the most powerful existence in snow country. Princess Little Snow is the proper heir to the land of snow. Uzumaki Naruto patted Spike Avalanche on the shoulder. As soon as the words came out, the shoulder was patted. Almost let Spike Avalanche Dao heart collapse. For a moment, he seemed to have lost half of his life, and the fear in his heart suddenly made Langya Shuabing suffocate. It's over. It seemed that I said something wrong. Spike Avalanche speculates that Naruto also has the ambition to compete for the hegemony of the five powers. So I think that the other party saving my life is to take away Fenghua Xiaoxue's position and let Uzumaki Naruto replace it. Who would have thought that the other party would actually clearly state that Fenghua Xiaoxue is the heir to Snow Country? Dead. Spike Avalanche was so nervous that he was sweating profusely. If he had known this, he should have kept his mouth shut. Don't use these clever tricks to win Naruto's favor. Looking at the appearance of Spike Avalanche, Uzumaki Naruto felt amused. Then, pretending to say, "A person who can't hold his breath will never achieve great things." Yes, my lord taught me. Spike Avalanche only feels that 1.3 has been drenched in cold sweat all over his body. However, Naruto's words let him breathe a sigh of relief. Obviously, this is the other party teaching him to be calm and doing things. Why? However, at this time, Uzumaki Naruto looked at Fenghua Xiaoxue above the tall building. Sighs deeply. Princess Little Snow is a star and also shoulders the burden of being the ruler of the snow country. It was really hard work. As the strongest ninja in the snow country, you must always share the worries of Little Snow Princess and overcome obstacles on the road to the development of the snow country. Understand? Uzumaki Naruto's earnestness from Sai to the end. After these words, Langya Shuabing's terrified eyes suddenly changed, and a flash of excitement flashed across. Ninjas are only armed forces in any country. It has not been said which ninja can participate in the development of the country. Uzumaki Naruto's words are obviously trying to persuade himself. Yes, Your Excellency, the subordinates will keep it in mind. Is this the charm of the other party's words? He told Langya Shuabing very clearly that his purpose in coming to the land of snow was to control the land of thunder. But on the surface, it is a dignified appearance. Fenghua Xiaoxue is too busy and too young to be bullied by others. Don't tire our Princess Highness either. In fact, it is to let Langya Avalanche eliminate dissidents during the development of Snow Country and grasp all the actual rights in its hands. In the end, All important decisions in the Snow Country depend on Uzumaki Kuramaki's thoughts. Moreover, in the process of implying the avalanche of fangs, he did not forget to intimidate and pressure the other party. Let the other person's mood be as exciting as a roller coaster. Even if Uzumaki Hymen didn't use mind-reading skills, he wouldn't dare to hide from him, even if it was Wolf Fong Avalanche. From this point of view, the comparison between Bai Ming and Hei Ming looks like the little sister next door.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.